There's a fine man, that Swede. Just him you ought to be marrying.
Quit nipping on that jug you have hid in the mattress.
That's a fine way to be talking to poor old father. We were speaking of the Swede.
Like as not, he's starving to death out there in the wilds of Nevada.
Bonanza!
Glory be to the Swede. But the son of the heathen land has touched him. He's speaking in tongues.
Annie, I struck it rich out there in Nevada. Annie, I'm a rich man. Yeah.
That was good stew, yeah?
You miserable stew-eating Swede, you. If only I didn't love you so.
And I staked out 2 claims. Not 1, but 2.
Oh, Swede, you, me, and himself in the land of Nevada, breathing the fine air.
And 'tis the air of San Francisco I'm used to breathing these many years.
Score.
I'll tell you what we'll do. You two go on and get the silver and gold and bring it back here to me.
And have you drink it up faster than we can dig it from the ground. We all go.
Well, I tell you both, none of us got to go. I'm going to sell the claims right here in San Francisco.
Sell them? Whatever for?
Well, I tell you the truth, Annie. After 6 months of eating that dry, miserable grub, I'm sick and tired of Nevada.
Well, I ain't. And one of these claims is mine, Swede Lundberg. For I grub-staked you. And don't you forget it. You go ahead. Trade yours for a bottle of whiskey as you'll like as not do. But himself and me is heading for Nevada.
Oh, no, me darling. 'Tis here I belong with the good salt air in me lungs.
And the whiskey in your insides. The both of yous. We go to Nevada.
Now you mark me. Mark me well, Annie O'Toole. One whiff of that heathen air and I'll die.
We're not letting this get away from us.
That can't be settled by Midas law.
Ponderosa, Pa, this isn't any of our affair.
Oh, son, we can't ignore the rest of the world. We're the only stabilizing influence in the country.
Yeah, well, you sure stabilized that one, Pa.
Are you, all right, miss?
Hey, Pa.
What is it?
The dead man.
Who is it, miss?
It's himself.
Himself?
Me sainted father, Kevin O'Toole.
Are you able to tell us about it?
Cooking breakfast I was this morning on me mother's stove. Himself was a great one for hot cakes. He strangled and died.
From the hotcakes, ma'am?
Do you question my cooking? The hot cakes, he says. 'Twas the air that choked him, just as he said it would. Annie, he says to me, one whiff of that heathen air and I'll die. He said it and he did it. Thank you, I'm all right. He wouldn't want me grieving. As a matter of fact, I'm proud of him.
Proud of him?
Why not? It's the first time in his life himself ever did exactly what he said he'd do.
We're all dreadfully sorry, miss. If we could offer you the hospitality of our ranch until you return home.
Why, don't you talk grand, though. Oh, thank you. I'll be staying here.
Here in Washoe Diggins?
Half a minute. Here we are.
You know a man named Swede Lundberg?
Know him? Many's the time I've knocked the corners from his head with a skillet. I know him. Now, will someone guide me?
All right.
No, maybe you better go with the horse. This is my brother, Miss O'Toole. He'll see that no harm comes to you.
My, ain't you the big one, though? Thank you.
There'll be no more of that.
Oh, won't there? That woodpecker of a Simpson jumped my claim.
Now, stop it now. Now, in the absence of formal law, you still have your miner's law.
But who's to enforce it or decide on it?
Appoint yourselves a referee. Or if you have a serious dispute, hold a miner's court.
I'll hold with that, but there ain't anybody around here I can trust, except Ben Cartwright himself.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you, Clayton, but I'm afraid my time is fully occupied.
Well, we'll vote on it. All those in favor of Ben Cartwright acting as dispute referee, speak up.
Gentlemen, please. Well, if you feel that I can help settle your current disputes, but remember, it's only a temporary arrangement until you find somebody permanent.
All right.
Looks like you got yourself a job, Pa.
So have you, younger brother. You get yourself back to the ranch and see how the boys are doing with the cattle branding.
And just what'll you be doing?
Well, I'm going to get that girl out of town before we get into a dispute that even Pa can't settle.
Best I can do, ma'am.
Thank you. Oh, it's a fine view. Himself will like it once he gets used to it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, all this hard work in the heat of the day. You poor man, you must be starved.
Well, I can always eat, ma'am. If it ain't no bother.
Oh, on that stove a bother? Why, it's like a friend to me. It's one thing I understand complete. Thank you.
Well, Hoss, looks like you took care of things.
I had to put him someplace, Adam.
Well, I guess it really doesn't matter.
Well, now, Mr. High and Mighty, it matters a lot to me.
I really meant no disrespect, miss. It's just that, well, we hadn't fully checked your claim. You see, Swede Lundberg had two claims.
And this is one of them. And it's here I am, and here I stay.
Miss O'Toole, I assure you, my only concern is for your welfare.
True that one again.
What?
Speak plain, to the point.
Then I'll do exactly that. You're the only woman in this camp. These are rough men.
Oh, and it's milksops I'm used to on the Barbary Coast, is it?
All I'm saying is it's no place for a nice, charming lady.
Oh, now, thank you very much for the compliment. But don't you worry about me. I can cut the whiskers from a cat with a skillet without even disturbing its slumber. Now, you were saying...
I was saying that I want you to get out of here and go back to San Francisco.
And leave himself alone in a heathen place? Why, there hasn't been a day of my life I haven't taken care of him. It's here I stay.
Ma'am, my brother Adam always knows what's best.
Oh, I suppose I have no choice. There's bare enough food in the wagon to last the day. And there you stand, you poor man, starving in your tracks while I babble on. Here we go now. Thank you very much.
Miss O'Toole, if it's money you need...
And who don't?
Well, I'd be glad to give you enough money to get you back to San Francisco.
Mr. Adam, I'll have you know, I don't take money from no strangers. The shame of you talking like that in front of himself.
I only meant...
I've got an idea what you meant, and you'd best be learning some manners from your big brother here. Now you take yourself out the way you came in. I promised your brother Mulligan, and Mulligan he shall have. Oh, himself loved me Mulligan almost as well as he loved his battle.
Woman cooking, that's what it is. Woman cooking, come on.
Oh, you poor starving dears. Listen, if you'll all pitch in together and get me a big pot and some spuds and onions.
Onions? Miss, if there was an onion in this camp, it could be traded for the richest claim on the Washoe. Salt pork is all you'll find around here.
Miss O'Toole, if you won't accept money from me...
You trying something with this lady?
But he ain't getting no place with it.
I'm only trying to help her.
I told you, I don't take money from no strangers.
Who's offering you money? Now, I was watching these men and their interest in your culinary arts.
Watch your tongue.
Would you feed them for, say, $1 a meal?
At $1.50, I would. Ah, but where am I going to get enough food for all these hungry mouths?
Well, now, that's what I'm telling you. Now, I have plenty of supplies on the Ponderosa. Now, I could give you enough to cook one big meal for the whole camp. And on the proceeds, you could return to San Francisco.
What sort of supplies?
Oh, ham, fresh eggs, beef.
Oh, how can I turn them down, the poor starving dears?
Then it's a deal.
On one condition.
What?
That you come in as my partner.
Oh, now, that won't be necessary.
Then the deal's off.
Oh, all right.
Oh, a lovely thing it is. Adam, you're a darling man. And to think I took you for a snibberblot.
A what?
A snibberblot. 'Twas a saying himself had for the nabobs that lived on the hill and looked down their noses at us on the Barbary coast. I mean no offense. It's just your grand manner. But, Adam, you have a heart, and I could kiss you for it.
We'll need a name for the place, menu with prices.
First, you want me to round up the cows. Then I get word you want me to empty the storehouse and bring everything here. Or will you make up your mind?
Well, you just get on back to the cows. This is all you'll be hauling.
Whoop.
Just what's this all about?
Miss Annie said that 2 wagon loads would be better than 1.
And who told you to take orders from Annie?
Ain't she your partner?
For this one load, for one batch of meals, and then back she goes to San Francisco.
Now, Adam, the men are pretty excited about the eating place they got here, and they ain't gonna like it much if you close it up before it even gets open.
Well, I don't care whether they like it or not.
There's one easy way to solve all this. Just let older brother do all the cooking himself.
There's one thing I want straight around here. We're going to raise enough money to get you back to San Francisco, and that's it. No more. Is that clear?
Yes, Adam.
And where in thunderation do you get off and tell Horse to bring a second load of goods?
And where do you get off telling me how much supplies it takes to feed 100 men?
100 men?
They're coming down from the hills, a dozen at a time.
Well, this is all. Understand? Absolutely all. Well, where's the bill of fare?
Adam, I can't write. There you are. A snibberblot, and I knew it. It ain't like I didn't want to have learning. So don't stand there and look down your nose at me.
Annie, I wasn't criticizing you.
You was, too. You with your fine words and your grand airs.
Oh, really, what difference does it make? Now, just by luck, I happen to know how to write. We're partners, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, what's the name of our grand establishment?
The square meal, that's what they all say. You know, I could have learned to write if I'd had a chance.
Of course you could. There we are. How do you like that?
My, ain't it grand and scrawly. Adam, could you learn me to write it out like that?
Sure I could. Now for the bill of fare. Let's see, ham and eggs and potatoes, $1.
$1.50. I ought to learn numbers first. Adam, could you learn me numbers?
Sure I could. $1.50?
Make it $2. $1.50 for mulligan by the plate. Being in business, it's good for me to know numbers. Adam, could you really learn me to write numbers?
Could I teach you?
I don't know, could you? Oh, $2 for the stew.
The supplies are all unloaded, Mr. Delmonico.
Oh, himself will be so proud of me, being in business with such fine gentlemen. Adam, we're running out of wood. Will you cut some?
Oh, I guess Annie doesn't know how scarce wood is around here. I brought some from the Ponderosa right here in the wagon. Start cutting it.
Adam.
Yeah?
Look, in spite of me ways, there's a heart in me. I mean himself. But you see, he wouldn't want me grieving. Ah, Adam, you're a good, kind man.
I'm doing no more than anyone else would do, Annie.
But you are, offering to learn me figures and how to write and all that and to speak like a real lady. You and me is going to make $1 million.
You and I.
That's right, darling. The both of us.
The Square Meal restaurant was a howling success. And by the end of the first week, Annie O'Toole had enough money to take her back to San Francisco in style. But Annie showed no inclination to leave. And I discovered that although she couldn't write writin', as she put it, she did have quite an eye for business.
There we are now.
No, Annie. I don't want any of the money because if you take the money, I got to get you back to San Francisco.
Now listen to me, Adam. You're gonna...
I tried my best to get out of that partnership with Annie, but Annie wouldn't hear of it.
My darling.
Pa, too, had gotten in a lot deeper than he had planned. I decided it was time for all of us to get out of here and get back to Ponderosa where we belong.
Washimala, you know like a half scene cooking? You like a Missy Annie O'Toole. All right, I quit.
Simmer down, Hop Sing, will you? Enough trouble with that woman as it is.
Why don't you marry her, Adam? Save us all this trouble.
You know, if she doesn't stop grubstaking every miner that comes along, she'll wind up owning half the Comstock.
Hey, you know, you're making more money by accident than most men make on purpose, you know.
No, I tell you, I'm not her partner.
No, well, don't tell me. Tell her.
Boy, she can sure cook.
You go her house eat. You know like a half scene cooking.
Now, wait a minute, Hop Sing. That isn't what I meant. That ain't what I meant. Mr. Cartwright, I can talk to you.
Sweet, when'd you get back? Come on in.
Well, I've been back a couple of days.
Sit down.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, am I glad to see you. We have a mutual friend in town, Annie O'Toole.
Well, this here's what I come to talk about. They tell me you settled all the complaints, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, just trying to establish some degree of order. Oh, what's wrong, Sweet?
Well, you see, when I left here, I staked out 2 claims. The one I give to Annie and the other I sell in San Francisco.
What's the difficulty?
Well, I don't know which one I give to Annie or which one I sell.
That should be simple enough. Annie has her claim, and I assume the man you sold to has his.
Adam, have you ever tried to reason with Annie O'Toole?
Well, I guess we ought to look into it, pal.
All right.
Well, Miss Cartwright, it seems clear enough, doesn't it? I'm obviously the legal owner of the sweet lumber claim number 2.
Yes, it would seem so, Mr. Spain. And by simple process of elimination, Annie O'Toole must own sweet lumber claim number 1.
Yes. Then I insist you throw her off my property.
Mr. Spain, we're not here to throw people out. We're here to settle disputes. Maybe we talk to Annie about this.
So it's you again, is it?
Now, Annie, we just want to get this thing straightened out. Mr. Spain here is...
Oh, Mr. Spain, is it? Ain't we grand since we moved to Nob Hill? Mr. Gregory Spain. Trapdoor Gregory he was when I knew him.
Let's stick to the facts.
The fact you'll have. The biggest thug and Shanghai artist on the Barbary Coast he was. Mr. Trapdoor Gregory.
Must I listen to this witch?
You be careful what you call her.
And ain't you the fine one, trading your claim to this scum here for a bottle of whiskey?
And it wasn't a bottle, it was a keg. And, well, it was for himself. Sort of a wake, it was.
Oh, a wake, was it? Why, you didn't even know himself had passed to his reward.
All very interesting. Get them out of here. I'll get a crew in here, tear down this restaurant. The grave has to be moved, of course.
You snibberblot! You miserable little snibberblot! Putting on airs with me! I knew you when you was picking pockets off drunks in the gutters, I did. And didn't himself go to work for you when you first got into the Shanghai business? Springing the trapdoors he did, under the bar stools. The best trapdoor springer you ever had. You said so yourself. And did he ever come home with $1 in his jeans? No, he didn't. You paid him his wages in whiskey, you did.
No, keep her away from me.
He ain't even worth denting me pan on.
Sweet, is this claim number 2? Or ain't it?
Well, I think so. I just don't remember.
You don't remember?
Well, I was sort of excited.
You was drunk, that's what you was.
Annie, get your claim notice. Now, this is claim number 2, and your notice says claim number 1, then I'm afraid you're on the wrong property.
Oh, Adam, don't let him move himself from his resting place.
Annie, we may have to.
I won't do it.
Please. Annie, get your claim notice.
Claim number 2, you say. You read it, Adam. You know how poor I am at reading.
Spain, let me see your claim, please.
They're both for claim number 2.
What? You altered yours. It's a forgery. I'll throw you out of here and himself along with you.
No, you won't.
No. This can all be settled, but not in this manner. Come along, Mr. Spain.
Oh,
Annie, this will get you no place.
Gregory Spain, snibberblot, thief, crook. That's what he is, accusing me.
Annie, one of these claim numbers has been altered.
Oh, Adam, I just don't understand business.
Annie, did you change your claim number?
Oh, how could I do it?
Now, the claims are done with Roman numerals.
I don't know nothing about it. I never met a Roman in my life.
Annie, is that what you did?
Adam, you know I can't write.
Oh, all right, forget it. Pa and I will straighten it out.
you worry about it, darling. For 10 years, I've been waiting to get Trapdoor Gregory in me clutches. The way he done you out of your wages. And you the best trapdoor springer he ever had. Don't you worry about it. They won't be disturbing your rest. Not unless that Trapdoor Gregory pays for it, they won't.
I demand my rights. All right. Now, Swede, surely there must be some way you can remember. Which stake did you claim out first? That would be claim number 1, wouldn't it?
I just don't remember. No, that wasn't it. I think I got it. I think I know. I left my tools on claim number 2. I picked my shovel, and then I got excited.
You got drunk.
Then wherever we find the tools, that's claim number 2.
And that's my claim.
Can you identify the tools?
Well, yeah, sure. I got the first letters of my name burned in the handles.
Will that satisfy you, Annie?
Oh, sure, Adam. Oh, I only want to do what's fair. Well, I'd best be getting back to the restaurant.
All right. Now, quiet for a minute. Here's what we'll do. You'll go down to the claim and take a look. And if the tools are there, that'll be claim number 2. Agreed? All right.
I sure hope those tools aren't on Annie's claim. Spain's a crook if I ever saw one.
There's some tools over there, all right. I used a pick and a shovel when I dug that grave.
I was afraid of that.
All right, let's get at it.
No, listen, darlings, listen. You can't go looking for tools on empty stomachs. Give me 1 minute, and I'll get the mulligan pot going.
No, we didn't come here to eat. We came here to see justice.
Sit down. You'll get what's coming to you.
I wish you would.
All right, Annie, bring on the food. We're all for you.
I ain't hungry.
Annie, you promise you will abide by our decision.
Oh, yes, I will, Adam. That trapdoor makes me mad, strutting around like a peacock. Just because he's moved on to Nob Hill, he thinks he's a big typhoon.
Tycoon. A typhoon is a big wind.
That's him.
Just don't understand it. I know there was a pick and shovel back there.
She stole them, I tell you. That's what she did. She's trying to do me out of what's mine.
Oh, quit whining, will you? We looked, didn't we?
What's the matter, Mr. Spain? You got that other claim. Why don't you go on over there and take it?
I ain't through with you yet, Annie O'Toole. I'll have what's mine.
Why don't you go spring a trap door?
Come on, little girl.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Annie, I don't know what your game is.
There you go, suspecting me. And me figuring the only man I could count on were you.
Was you.
Well, you wasn't. Oh, Adam. I've known Trapped almost all me life. A cutthroat, thief, that's what he is.
Oh, I can believe that. And that's why I hate to see you antagonize him. Now, look, Swede's other claim is near here. Why don't we get the men and just move the restaurant?
But what about himself?
There'd be no need to disturb the grave.
And have him know that Trapdoor was trampling all over him? Oh, himself would be turning end for end. He'd be that upset. Oh, now, Adam, why do you doubt me? You seen me claim notice today, didn't you? Didn't it have the right number? And did they find the Swedes pick and axe and shovel? No, I ask you, did they? There's such a shortage of wood around here.
sure there is. Looks like Spain's getting himself a crew.
Yeah, he's been at it for the last hour. Must have talked to 10 or 12 men.
Yeah, he sure knows how to pick the tough ones, too.
Maybe they've decided to work claim number 1.
I doubt it.
Why don't they just trade claims? After all, one's just about like another. And besides, Annie has a father buried over there. Isn't anything sacred around here?
Not where silver is concerned. It would seem that Mr. Kevin himself, O'Toole, is buried atop the richest strike ever made in the Washington.
Keeping the news of the big strike quiet is about as easy as hiding an elephant under a walnut shell. Everyone wanted in on it. From the looks of it, Annie was getting her share of the Bonanza, too.
Go ahead with your eating, gentlemen. You won't disturb us one bit.
Now, look, Spain, if you think you can run Annie off her claim...
Her claim, Mr. Cartwright? Sweet. Will you show me just where you dug your shaft when you made your required improvements?
Improvements? Improvements? I guess I didn't make none. I just knocked a hunk of assay rock off the ledge.
That's right, Sweet. You didn't make any improvements. And according to miner's law, on which you Cartwrights put such great stock, if the improvements are not made within 10 days, the claim is considered abandoned. And also, according to that same miner's law, it would be perfectly legal for me to shoot any man who tried to jump my claim. Get to work, gentlemen.
Adam, can't you stop them? They're busting up the place. Ooh.
An experimental hole, gentlemen. It's only a very small charge of powder, but perhaps you should stand back.
Give him the heave-ho! Give it to him!
It's only fool's luck that someone wasn't killed. And unless this thing is settled, someone will be.
It's already settled. That's my claim, and she's on it, and I mean to throw her off.
Quiet! Quiet, all of you! All of you! Now, we had some semblance of law and order started here. Let's don't lose it. Now, the way I see it, the only way to settle this is to hold a miners' court. Hear all the evidence. Everyone in camp acts as jury.
I'll give you his evidence. Trapdoor Gregory is a pickpocket what made good, and that's all he is.
So, O'Toole?
I wouldn't take his word for the time of day.
Annie, will you please be quiet? Now, Pa, I think the miners' court's the right thing to do.
You have no right to think.
But Pa, it's me, Adam.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, young man, you are the partner of the defendant. And if you say one more word to me before the trial, I'll fine you for trying to influence the referee.
Adam, we have enough money. Let's buy us another judge.
Annie,
I was only trying to help.
will you stop trying to help before you land the both of us in jail?
Mr. Spain, how about you? Do you agree to the miners' court?
Plaintiff agrees.
Miss O'Toole?
I think you're a sniveler.
Miss O'Toole agrees.
All right. Now you have a half hour to prepare your cases.
Annie, I may as well tell you right out. I don't think you have any legal right to this claim.
Well, Adam, I wasn't thinking of legal rights. I was just trying to think about human rights. You know, I'm human, same as anybody else.
Of course you are, Annie.
Oh, I don't mean to complain, Adam. But all these years I've worked hard, dreaming of one thing. That someday I'd get to live like a lady.
Annie, why didn't you get married?
Oh, I wanted to. But nobody ever asked me. Adam, you won't walk out on me now, will you?
Don't you worry. I'm not going to walk out on you.
Because I wouldn't know what to say at the trial. Your pa, as good a man as he is, terrifies me with his ways.
I'll speak for you.
You will. You darling, you.
Well, I got word you wanted to see me. Is there any charge for this here show?
Well, sweet, I just wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, sure. As soon as you get through lollygagging and kissing around, yeah?
Now, sweet, listen.
Just a minute, sweet Lundberg. Don't you get snibberblot with me.
Me, Snibberblot? Well, how about you? You and your talk about marriage all the time. In the fine house, and you're going to make a fine gentleman out of me.
Sweet, listen.
And a sorry task it would be.
Well, don't you bother. You found a fine gentleman, a real fine one.
Indeed, I did find a fine one.
Well, then why don't you marry him? That's what you wanted. Go ahead, see if I care.
Sweet, listen.
Sweet.
Now, sweet, listen. I ought to punch you right in the nose.
Things look bad for Annie, Adam.
We've been keeping an eye on Spain. He's been buying liquor and bribing every drunk in town.
There's more of those than there are the others. Looks like you got yourself a paid-off jury, older brother.
Court will come to order.
Take off your hats.
Mr. Gregory Spain.
Your hat.
My case is simple, and I throw myself entirely on the mercy of these honest men and the honorable judge. I make no claims. I ask only that the law of abandonment be upheld. The assessment work ain't been done on the claim in question.
He's right.
That's all I got to say.
Your hat.
Miss Annie O'Toole. Miss O'Toole.
Adam, I need you.
Miss O'Toole.
Please.
As one of the partners of Cartwright and O'Toole, I'll present our case. Now, the whole point here seems to be that no assessment work was done. Well, I submit it was. May I call a witness, Your Honor? Thank you. Horse Cartwright. Now, Hoss, did you, or did you not, dig an exploration shaft on the disputed claim the very first day Miss O'Toole came to Virginia City?
Yeah. Yeah, I dug a hole. It's
Just answer the question.
Yes, sir. I dug a hole 6 foot deep, 6 feet long, and 3 foot wide.
Gentlemen, that satisfies the requirements. And there's not a thing in miner's law that says you can't bury a body in an exploration shaft and then fill it back up again. Gentlemen, I ask that you rule in favor of Miss Annie O'Toole. The assessment work was done.
Court's adjourned. You're a thief and a crook.
It takes one to recognize one.
I can't fight the whole camp. I know I'm buying my own claim, but I'll give you $5,000 in cash.
Trapdoor. You think I disturb himself from his resting place for money? I wouldn't dream of it. At least not for that amount.
You will excuse us.
Think of him sleeping there, right on top of $1 million and not making a move to do anything about it.
And him who never before had a dime in his jeans.
Annie, if you'll only sell it to me.
I'll not disturb himself.
$7,500. $10,000 in cash.
Trapdoor, you should never have done himself out of his rightful wages. I've a hunch he'll never listen to you until the price is twice the amount.
Why don't you go out and get a gun and rob stagecoaches?
I seem to be doing all right without it.
So I said this fella, you're gonna die.
Hey, Hopsing, is this what you do on your day off?
Missy Annie teach Hopsing make a very fine Chinese dish, Hong Kong Mulligan. Bye, you no have a common restaurant no more.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Annie, $25,000.
I'll speak to himself about it.
I had finally convinced her I no longer wanted to be a partner in the restaurant. But I kept getting indications that I was still involved.
Hey! Why didn't you tell us, Adam?
You and Annie, ain't it wonderful?
What are you talking
Hey, can you
about?
imagine, Pa, Adam and Annie getting married?
Adam and Annie?
Yeah.
Where's that Swede?
Oh, he went prospecting.
Prospecting where?
I don't know. I think he said Africa.
Africa?
Son, how far's this thing gone?
It hasn't gone anywhere. But it's about to.
Adam, don't you hurt Annie's feelings.
It wasn't her feelings I was thinking about hurting. Annie, what's this about a wedding?
How can there be a wedding when I don't even know where the Swede went?
Oh, the Swede.
Adam, he's still mad at me for what I done. Said he never wanted to see me again. And me loving him all these years, selling his claim for him. And getting all this money for him, too. Just you wait and see. There.
Annie, where did you get all this?
Trapdoor Gregory. I sold out to him. For this and the best funeral for himself that money can buy.
Well, there must be $20,000 here.
Well, 25. This is the first down payment. You see, I get 5% of the gross take of the mine for the rest of my natural life. Oh, I tried hard to learn business from you, Adam. I hope I done good.
5% of the gross. Annie, you've done real good.
I done it for Swede.
You did it.
That I did. But it's no more than fair. It's what he should have had in the first place. Oh, Adam. I was going to move himself onto the other claim. The Swede and me was going to get married. I was going to build a fine mansion and live like a real lady. And now the Swede has gone off and left me.
Oh, don't you worry, Annie. I'll take care of everything for old time's sake.
Do you really think you could?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a darling man.
It took a bit of doing, but we did it. And it was quite a day. Kevin himself, O'Toole, had a funeral the Comstock would remember for a long time to come. And to make it stick in everyone's mind, it was the day Virginia City got its first fire engine. But what really made it such a grand day was the fact that trapdoor Gregory Spain paid for every bit of it.
Would you turn him around so he can see the new saloons? Then he'll know he's not in a heathen land.
Bonanza! Oh, no, not again. Gregory Spain's Lundberg No. 1 became a famous mine. But it wasn't 1/10 as rich as the one on the Swede's other claim, which turned into one of the most fabulous strikes of the whole Comstock lode. The Swede? Nah, he hadn't gone to Africa at all. It meant roisting every saloon on the Barbary Coast, but we finally found him and even dried him out. And after paying their respects to himself and his ever-loving monument, the Lucky Stiff Mine, Mr. and Mrs. Lundberg embarked on a trip to Europe to soak up culture and achieve Annie's dream of really becoming a lady. And when they came back, Annie and the Swede built themselves a great mansion on the road between Virginia City and Reno. And I wouldn't be surprised if that mansion would still be there 100 years from today.
What's this for?
Because I love you. And because this is my engagement party. Now remember, you promised no talking about mine business tonight. Promise?
I promise.
Well, here he is.
How did you ever pry him away?
It wasn't too hard to do.
Well, I told him if you didn't come to this party, I'd refuse to be best man and marry you myself.
I didn't want to take that chance.
Forget about being superintendent for one night, Gil. The mine will run all right without you. I sent the night shift back to work on the 3rd level.
You what? I told you we couldn't work the 3rd level without new timbering.
Dad, you promised no mine talk.
Get shift is trapped.
All right, everybody, stand back. Give us room.
My boy. Where's my boy?
It's all right, Mary. I'll find him.
Mr. Holloway, you promised us new safety timbering.
I'm doing all I can. Come on, dear. You ought to go home.
It's all right. You'll be all right. I know
You said that third level wasn't safe, but you sent the shift in anyway. You said yourself it wasn't safe.
Now get out of the way, Tregellis.
You used to be one of us. Now you're marrying Holloway's daughter.
Gil's doing everything he can for Gallis.
When? Like always? When it's too late? My kid brother's down there. Now you get out of my way, Cartwright.
All right, stand back. Keep on back. It's coming up now. Give us room. There's two of them. Move on back.
It's Pat! Pat!
All right, bring him on out.
Thank God you're here.
East slope, third level. Every timber seemed to buckle at once as they set off a blast above us.
Same as last week. Every time it's the same thing. Move out of the way.
You're not going down there, are you?
If I'd stayed down there where I belong, this might not have happened.
Don't let what Tregellis said get under your hide.
If my kid brother was trapped down there, I'd think of something worse to say than Tregellis said.
Adam, you don't have to come down with me.
It's my timber you're using, isn't it?
All right, Bud. Let it go.
How do they stand it time after time? It's like living on top of a powder cake waiting for that disaster whistle to blow.
It's part of mining, Helene. Enter it on the report. Make sure each of the widows gets a usual box of groceries.
Yes, sir.
Box of groceries in exchange for a dead husband.
It's company policy. That's a terrible thing. I'm sorry this had to happen tonight. Spoil your party, Helene. Helene, this is ridiculous. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's go home and get some sleep.
Daddy, those women won't sleep tonight. They each have a man down there, and so do I. Gil. Oh, Gil, are you all right?
I'm all right.
Do you want to tell them?
Tell them what?
That there's nobody else coming up out of there. Not tonight. Not ever.
How soon can you give me a report?
It'll be on your desk. Cold black figures against a white piece of paper. 5 dead, 2 dying, 5 missing, 14 injured, but no slow up in production, Mr. Holloway. Does that make you happy?
Stop it, Gil.
I'm sick of it.
Gil, you shouldn't have gone down there.
No, that's right. I should have stayed at the party. I'm a superintendent now, and the men I used to work with aren't human beings anymore.
Aren't you being a little bit melodramatic?
Am I? You should have been down there with us. That was melodramatic, too.
I've had my share of mine disasters.
But you don't have to face those men every day or those women. I do.
It's not my job to manage the men.
Your job? Oh, haven't you got the guts to stand up to them and order them into a mine that isn't safe enough for a rat?
The Ophir is safe as any mine on the Comstock.
That's saying a lot, isn't it?
Gil, please.
What were you doing down there?
I was checking the timbering.
I've got a man hired to do that.
I know. Philip Diedesheimer. I was hoping to talk with him.
I run the Ophir mine, Adam. You sell me timber for that mine. It's worked out very well for both of us. Suppose we keep it that way. Would you like a brandy? You must be tired, Helene. Come over here. Sit down. Close to me a minute. I want to talk to you about Gil. I'm as fond of Gil as you are. If I didn't think he'd make you a good husband, I'd have fired him instead of promoting him. Gil's a superintendent now. He doesn't have to go underground anymore.
Daddy, those men are his friends. You can't expect him to forget that.
I had to forget it. It's a lesson I had to learn. Stay on your own level. That's my job, and I have to do it. Don't you think I have bosses? My bosses have no faces, no hearts, no souls. But they've got a stock certificate. If I get soft or sentimental, they use it as a club to beat my brains out. I've fought a long time to get what I've got, and I'll fight to keep it.
I believe Gil was thinking about preventing another accident, not about your stockholders.
Honey, believe me, it gets pretty lonely up here on this level. The higher a man stands, the farther he can see. I have to do what I think's best for the most people. Try to understand that.
I am trying to understand it, Dad.
Oh, good morning.
How'd you get into town so early?
Well, I yanked him out of bed, that's why.
Coffee?
No, thanks.
Gil, you still think it'd be worthwhile for me to talk to Diedesheimer?
My future father-in-law doesn't seem to think so. But I still do.
That's why Holloway likes you. You stand up to him.
Hey, who's going to pay for this?
I don't know. I'm too sleepy to try and figure it out.
I can't figure out who's going to pay for it on an empty stomach. That'll bring me another steak.
Mr. Fenton. Would I talk to you?
What is it, Tregallis?
Well, last night, my kid brother was down in the mine. I should have known he'd be all right. Well, I said things I shouldn't have.
It's all right, Tregallis. I understand.
Well, I wouldn't want to lose my job or anything like that, you know.
You won't, not over this.
Thanks. Gil? Same old Gil. You ain't changed. And listen, all this talk about shutting down the mine, safety tests and all that, don't you do it, Gil. As long as there's a hole in the ground, me and the boys will go down into it. Wouldn't want to lose no day's pay. Somebody's afraid of getting a rock on top of the head. And, Mr. Cartwright, I don't blame you for poking me in the whiskers. Next time, don't do it so hard.
Have you seen Philip Diedesheimer?
Dutchman? I don't understand that one. He's the only man I ever knew who could look a hole straight through you without even seeing you.
Well, has he been around?
He's been down in that hole since 10 minutes after you left last night. Either he comes up for air pretty soon, or he's going to find nobody here to work this hoist when he rings that bell.
Will you stay around for a little while?
Take care of this for me, will you, Casey?
Gil. Gil, I've been looking all over for you.
Not now, dear. Adam and I want to go down below and look around for a minute.
If it were another woman, I could face it, but to have a silver mine for a romantic rival.
Hey.
Oh, Gil, please be careful. If anything happened to you.
Off you go. Oh. All right, Lou. Let her go.
Good sound timbering, Gil.
But it just isn't holding.
Philip Diedesheimer!
It is not usually so. But here in these mines, there's such great variance of temperatures. There's a constant shrinking and expanding of the earth itself. When I took my pick and loosened this hanging wall behind the upright, so...
Caved this in deliberately? You might have been killed, man.
So, the important thing is 5 men were killed last night. You see, Gil, there's an unusual side pressure against these uprights.
And without tower braces to prevent side motion.
Oh, Philip, this is Adam Cartwright. Adam, Philip Diedesheimer.
Mr. Cartwright?
Hadn't you better take some time off, get some rest, have something to eat?
The widows of those men, they have no appetite this morning, Gil. Neither have I. You mentioned tower bracing, Mr. Cartwright. You perhaps worked in construction, no?
Well, I supply the timber for the mines. My father and I, my brothers, we have a ranch.
And what a ranch, Philip. The Ponderosa, 1,000 square miles of it. And wait till you see the house. Adam designed and built it to last 100 years.
Oh?
You must see it.
Yeah. There are so many things in your beautiful country that I must see. But how can I look at beauty when men are dying? Given time as one of the factors, there is no problem in engineering that cannot be solved.
Mr. Diedesheimer, Gil's told me a great deal about you, and, well, I don't mean to be presumptuous, but if you'd care to have me go over your stress calculations with you, what I mean is that if you'd like to use me as a sounding board, I've kept up with my mathematics.
It would mean a great deal to me to have someone to talk with, someone who understood the engineering problem.
Well, I'd be honored, Mr. Diedesheimer.
Well, then you call me Philip, huh? So we do not waste time.
Where's Gil?
He was right behind us.
Can you see him?
No.
Gil? Gil, can you hear me?
Well, what do we do now?
We wait. Just as thousands before us have waited. And we think of many things. That is the final refuge of a man when he's completely alone. He can think.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. My brother's down there.
Boss.
I just heard about it, Miss Elaine. Don't worry, now. Gil's gonna be all right now. Please don't do that, ma'am. Everything's gonna be all right.
Sorry, Mr. Cartwright. I have orders to let no outsiders go down.
Well, your orders just changed. Let her go, Bo.
Wait a minute, boys. Wait a minute.
Answer them.
Get in there, boys, with your shovels. Get the loose stuff out.
What are you thinking about now?
I was thinking, perhaps after today, we will not let the mine fall on our heads again.
Hope not.
Well, there is a simple way. All we have to do is never again go into a mine. So many people make that decision in life. So very many.
No use, boys. We may as well give up. They don't answer the signal anymore. They're back to that wall of rock, but we're too late. They don't answer anymore.
Give me that shovel. Okay, bud, okay. That's good. Give me some light.
It's about time you got here. Gil's back there somewhere.
Adam, there ain't nothing back there but 500 ton of rock.
All right, let it down.
How are you, Mr. Diedesheimer?
All right, Phil, see if you can make it. Got him, horse?
Yeah, I got it. Easy, easy. He might have a broken bone.
Here's one of them, boys. Let's get it. Take him out, boys. Here we are. You all right?
Yeah.
Here they come.
It's real bad.
Gil! Where's Gil?
Miss Elaine, I want to talk to you.
That Gil. He's always the first one down and the last one up. I suppose he's still down there looking around. That's what it is, Hoss, isn't it?
Ma'am, let me take you home.
Oh, no. No, I've got to wait here for Gil. He promised me nothing would happen to him. He promised me. Oh, Hoss, tell me nothing's happened.
Ma'am, I can't lie to you. I can't make it no easier on you.
I've got to see him. I've got to go down. I've got to see him. Don't you understand? I've got to see him. I've got to see him.
Where's Gil?
He's still down there.
Well, go get him, Adam. I want to talk to him.
What I'm trying to tell you is...
What he means is... Gil is dead, Daddy.
What?
That's the word he was looking for, dead. But it's a dirty word and no one wants to say it. Not here in this house, not on this level. The stockholders might hear. Dead is a word for men who work down in the ground, not for people like us. We can't talk about a man who's buried under 50 tons of rock, but he's dead just the same. Oh, Daddy.
I'll give her a sedative. You come along. You too.
Gil, dead. Well, I'll have to hire a new superintendent.
Mr. Holloway, if that's the first thing you thought about, I feel real sorry for you.
I guess that should about do it.
Thanks, Doc.
Mr. Diedesheimer, I told you to get some rest. Now, you're pushing yourself much too far.
Would you rest, Doctor, if there were a plague afoot, and that somewhere in that little black bag of yours there was a pill you knew could cure it? Would you rest until you had found that pill? Well, my head is like your little black bag. Somewhere inside it is a pill of information, long forgotten. A solution to these mind disasters. I have to find that pill, Doctor.
Well, you better slow down or I won't be responsible.
Every man is responsible to himself, Doctor. Does your head feel good enough to use?
Let's get to work.
Now.
Mr. Diedesheimer, I've been thinking.
Are you an engineer?
Well, no, but...
Then I'm not in the least interested in what you've been thinking. Please go.
Now, wait a minute. This is my home.
At the moment, it is my office, and I want no interruptions. Please. Now. So, we have...
Why ain't you at work?
Mr. Holloway, I refuse to send those men back down.
You refuse?
I believe the same as Gil. Close down a few days. Get a chance to make some proper tests and experiments.
Casey, you're fired.
What?
I said you're fired. Mr. Gallus, can you handle Casey's job?
Mr. Holloway, I never did want to see you shut down. Like I said to Gil last time I talked to him. I can get that shift back to work.
See that you do.
Another thing I'd do, Mr. Holloway, I'd order that Dutchman to stay away from the men. He wastes an awful lot of time. I'd tell him to take care of his own work, leave our boys alone.
You're in charge. Go tell him. He's right upstairs.
That is the problem, Adam, and it is increasing every day. The veins of silver grow wider the deeper they go.
I know, and the U-bracing that we use in a narrow stope becomes worthless in a 65-foot wide gallery.
And it is not only the overhead pressure, Adam. There's a constant side pressure as well.
I want to talk to you, Dutchman.
Vertical bracing and cap pieces, certainly. But it would be standing so thick that a man couldn't get through.
I'm in charge now.
We are very busy. And even the tower bracing you suggested.
Listen to me when I'm talking to you. You're going to take orders just like the rest of the men.
But how are you going to get 65-foot timbers down a mine shaft?
And I want you to stay away from the men, hear me? They're down there to work, not to visit with you. And another thing, Dutchman.
I believe in a little formality. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. There's...
Miss Helene. Miss Helene.
I know you're sorry.
That's not exactly what I was going to say, ma'am. Folks mean well when they say that they're sorry. It's like when my mama was still alive. I remember I used to bash my finger and she'd kiss it and tell me the pain was all gone. It wasn't really. It's just that now when I try to remember the pain, all I can remember is my mama kissing it away.
So I smile bravely and lift my head. And there never was a Gil Fenton in my life.
No. No, you can sometimes forget the pain, but you can't ever forget the love. Never. There's gonna always be a Gil Fenton in your life. I remember I was in love once with a girl. As much in love as a man can be, I reckon. I guess that sounds a little funny come to me, don't it?
Oh, no, it doesn't, Hoss.
She died. And I know that my Paul and Adam and little Joe are sorry. But that just wasn't enough. Not right then, it wasn't.
What did you do?
I talked to God. He told me I was just going to have to keep on living.
May I have permission to enter your mind, Mr. Tagalis?
All right. Go ahead.
Diedesheimer, Adam told me to find you and tell you that number 6 had shifted and that the tower braces were 10 degrees out of plumb, whatever that means.
It means, Horst, that we now know one more thing that will not work. It means also that we must still find that one thing that will work.
Well, he told me I ought to talk you into getting some rest, too.
Well, he may have said it. But he didn't mean for me to do it. But it would be good. So good. Stretch out for a while. Close my eyes against the sun. And feel the life of the earth beneath me. But I would feel only the death, Horst. Only the death.
You feel all right, Mr. Diedesheimer?
All right? I do not know. That is a relative question, no? I only know that my head is so full of vertical braces and cross braces and cap pieces and skulls and timbers that my brain is like a bee swarm of unrelated facts, buzzing and churning and working within a hive. A honeycomb. A honeycomb!
Sir?
I have it, Oz, I have it!
You got what?
Go get me some 1-inch boards, soft pine that I can cut with a jackknife. Go bring them to my room. I go get Adam. Why did I not see this, Adam? Each surface bearing on the other. The ratio of strength of each side of a honeycomb to the combined weight of the honey. Gently now, gently. Come. Thank you, Oz.
Now, what in the blazes?
The solution, Mr. Holloway. The solution to every cave-in and slippage problem in the Comstock mines. Boss, please. Clean place on the table. Thank you.
Miss Lean, look here what Mr. Diedesheimer and Adam built. Show them how it works, Mr. Diedesheimer.
Do you mean that's a system of mine bracing?
It's the most perfect system I've ever seen in my whole life.
Are you such an expert?
No, but Mr. Diedesheimer is. Philip, why don't you explain the principle?
You see, Mr.
I can see the principle. Square, open-sided, tower bracing box, bearing equal pressure from all angles. And I suppose as the stope is dug wider, you propose to add another box.
Well, you can add them above, too, and you can even build a floor in it.
Very interesting, gentlemen, and very expensive. We can't use it.
Dad, aren't you even going to consider it?
But look at it, honey. It's a child's toy, a plaything of an impractical dreamer.
You didn't even give them a chance.
A chance to what? Play with toys while I've got a mine to run? Do you think I'm going to rip out the timbering I've got in that mine to try some crazy new idea?
But the timbering system you have is no good.
We've been operating successfully with it for a long time now. Can't you understand I've got stockholders to think about?
Oh, yes, I understand. You and your faceless stockholders. Well, I have somebody to think about, too. Only he had a face and a body and arms to hold me with. And he's buried under 50 tons of rock, and you put him there!
Elaine! Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Where do the rest of the mine widows go?
If you don't listen to me.
I'm through listening to you, Father. And don't forget to send me my box of groceries.
We've been looking for you.
I've been looking for myself, Adam.
There's new models coming along great.
Well, I have created a good thing. But that is all it is. A thing. A handful of smoke. What good is it to write a book if nobody reads it? Or to compose a song if nobody ever sings it? Or to invent a new way of timbering a mine if it is not used?
Don't you worry. It'll be used all right.
But when? When? When another 100 men have died needlessly?
Well, it's such a radical departure from anything we've done before. Just take time to sell it to anyone.
Only the dead have time to wait, Adam. And we are concerned with the living.
Well, the Ophir isn't the only mine on the Comstock. There's the Yellow Jacket, Gould and Curry, and the Mexican. We know the owners. We've sold timber to all of them. All we have to do is sell one of them the idea.
But I am not a fishmonger, Adam. Hawking a product on the streets.
Well, then you let me worry about that end of it. You just finished this new model.
Looks pretty elaborate.
Well, it's quite simple, really. Series of cribs, each surface bearing on the other. Now, that takes care of your side motion, which has been one of your big problems. Now, also, you see, with the wide veins that you're starting to hit, you can timber as you stope in merely by adding another crib. Now, the same holds true with working up above or down below, which is an impossibility with your present timbering. Now, here you could have an ore chute running diagonally right up here through the sets.
Any idea of the cost?
Well, it really hadn't gone into it. I think Mr. Diedesheimer was more concerned with safety rather than cost.
Yeah, I'd heard that he was pretty much of a dreamer. Well, thanks for showing it to us, Adam.
Hey, ain't you even gonna let him finish telling you about it?
Oh, I've seen enough to recognize the fact that the cost would be prohibitive. I'm afraid you'll have to figure out some other way of selling timber, Adam.
You mean to tell me you think that's all Adam and Mr. Diedesheimer have been doing day and night is figuring out another way to sell timber?
Oh, stay out of it, Hoss.
I won't stay out of it. I don't like what this woodpecker's saying to you.
Oh, really now? We don't have to pretend with each other. We're in the mining business to make money, and you should be able to understand that. No Cartwright ever made a move unless there was $1 in it for him someplace.
Mister, you're the biggest flannel-mouthed liar in the Comstock.
Do you know who I am?
I sure do, and you do too, because I just got through telling you.
My brother isn't the world's finest diplomat, but he's managed to express my own feelings pretty accurately.
Well, it might work. Sure, but the system we're using now can be put in for 1/10 the cost.
Why did Holloway ever hire that Dutchman in the first place?
Oh, now don't sell Holloway short. He hires this safety engineer, and the Crusaders leave him alone.
I know, but now he's come up with this fantastic idea.
You don't find Holloway using it, do you?
Well, is there anybody else we can talk to, Adam?
That's about all of them. Besides, I'm tired of talking.
You ain't gonna give up, are you?
I said I'm tired of talking.
What are we gonna do?
Well, what do the Cartwrights always do when it comes right down to it? We'll do it ourselves.
You mean we're gonna make a big one of these things and stick it down old Holloway's mine without even telling him about it?
Why tell him? He'll know it's there when he sees it tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I said tomorrow.
Adam, I heard you and Mr. Diedesheimer talking, and them timbers are big, and they gotta be milled and cut. How are you gonna do all that by tomorrow?
Well, now, we own a sawmill, don't we? Now, we'll just give this job to our younger brother and tell him it's impossible to do.
Yeah, that ought to do it. We'll get started first thing in the morning. That's what old Adam said. And we will, too. You wait and see. When my pa and Adam and my younger brother, little Joe, put their head to something, it gets done.
You're very proud of your family, aren't you, Hoss?
Yes, sir, I sure am.
It's a fine thing to have a strong family.
Yes, sir. Paul's always kept us mighty close together. You see, we just half brothers.
So?
Yes, sir. My Paul's had a terrible lot of tragedy in his life.
Tragedy? Yeah. But this has made of him a finer man. And it's helped draw you all closer together as a family, no?
Yes, sir. I reckon it has.
The girl, Helene, we must try to make her see this. Hoss. Right now, she sees only her own loss. But nothing is lost. Ever. And nothing is ever destroyed. The miners who were killed because of improper timbering in these mines, they have found a new method of timbering, Hoss. I did not do it. They did. I am only the instrument that carried out the plan. No more than that.
Mr. Diedesheimer, folks are gonna remember you for an awful long time. Miss Wayne.
Sit down, Miss Holloway. Please.
What's the matter?
Matter? I've been walking around looking into the faces of women who've lost their husbands in the mines. I've been searching their eyes, wondering if they know my father is a murderer.
Ma'am, you shouldn't ought to talk like that. Not about your own Paul.
No.
Maybe he ain't done all he could do, but at least he's tried. He hired Mr. Diedesheimer.
But he hasn't let him do anything, and he won't.
Well, it don't really make no difference if he don't, because we're gonna do it anyhow.
What do you mean?
Paul and Adam and little Joe are up there in the hills right now at the sawmill, milling the timber we're gonna put down in that mine. So Mr. Diedesheimer here can make the tests he wants to make.
Does my father know about this?
Well, I reckon Adam sort of forgot to tell him.
Do you really think that my father and the other mine owners would let you do this?
Well, ma'am, we ain't gonna charge them for it. Besides, how are they gonna stop us?
Stop you? Hoss, don't you understand? They can hire 50 men with clubs to stop you if they want to.
What they gonna do a thing like that for?
I'm afraid this does go much further than a test installation, Hoss. Once it's in there and the men see it, they won't be satisfied with any other system of timbering.
Mr. Diedesheimer, do you want that timber down there in that mine?
Yeah, very much, Hoss.
Well, we're gonna put it down there for you. And if any of them fellas try to stop us, well, I reckon that'll be my business. I don't really think they'd do it. I reckon you must know them better than I do.
I don't see my father with them.
There's a rumor around that you plan to do some special timbering in Mr. Holloway's mine.
Well, this is one time that a rumor's correct.
You Cartwrights don't own this mine. You've got no business here.
Now, you don't own this mine either, mister. Why don't you let Mr. Holloway tell me?
We haven't been able to find Mr. Holloway, but his interests are ours, and we're here to see that they're protected. Take him out there.
still in charge here.
Andrew, we couldn't find you. We came here to protect your interests.
I can take care of my own interest, and that's just what I've been doing.
But they were planning to build some of those monkey cages down in your mine.
I'm aware of what they're planning to do. I'm helping them to do it.
Why, Andrew, have you lost your senses?
No, I haven't lost my senses. I've just found them. How long since any of you have been down in one of your mines? Well, maybe you should, gentlemen. I just did, and I don't like what I saw. I don't know if Mr. Diedesheimer's system of timbering will work or not, but he's going to get a chance to try it.
Adam and one of the boys will unload that lumber right where you want it. If you need me, well, just holler.
This is fine. You go now, huh? Thank you.
Are you satisfied, Philip?
It is still an impractical man's dream, Adam. An invention is never completed until it is put to the test of serving the purpose for which it was designed. You wait for me up above. Huh? I would like to stay here and look at this for a while.
Oh, no, you don't.
What's the matter?
I found your bag. The powder, you didn't do a good job of hiding it.
It's too dangerous, Adam.
I'm game if you are.
I don't want any more men killed.
Neither do I. But I would like to be with you. Sort of a promise I made to Gil.
All right. We'll see this thing through together. This is good. Now for the final test.
Why, you're wasting our time, Holloway.
You better take a good look at it, because you're going to see a lot of this kind of timbering from now on.
Not in my mind, you won't.
Well, this is it.
Good luck, Philip.
Come. Mr. Holloway, you should not be here.
It's still my mind, and these gentlemen are a little hard to convince.
You don't understand. We're making a test.
Don't test it too hard, or your monkey cage will fall down on your head.
I hope not, gentlemen. I believe not. But we will soon know. We've set a blast to test it.
I can imagine your being down here with a blast about to go off.
Your workmen do it every day, don't they?
Oh, yes, but with
your present system of timbering. Well, you're standing under some of it now, gentlemen. You may stay here if you feel safer. I prefer to stay over here.
So do I.
Why, you fool, we'll all be killed.
Boys, the old timbering is right behind you. Go ahead, stay under it.
You better hurry.
I think this held up rather well, don't you, gentlemen?
Very impressive. But I still won't hold still for it.
And why not?
Isn't it pretty obvious? This man undoubtedly has a patent on his timbering system and plans to rob us blind, collecting royalties.
I'm afraid I'm not so wise as you. I do not know the dollar and cent worth of a human life. I only know it is very dear. I have no patent, no desire to charge royalty. If my invention saves human lives, surely that is payment enough for any man.
Wait a minute, Philip. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just made a practical test of the new Diedesheimer system of timbering. Any of these gentlemen here can attest to the fact that it was a complete success. I'm closing the Ophir till it's completely re-timbered with the Diedesheimer square sets. Every man will be paid his regular wages while the work goes on.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the man who's put an end to all the mine cave-ins on the Comstock, Mr. Philip Diedesheimer. Every mine owner will have to put in square sets now, you watch. This whole town will be sitting on one big honeycomb. It's a great thing you've done, Philip.
We all did it together.
Well, listen, I'm hungry. Ain't you starved?
On the contrary, horse. Right now, I feel very full.
Mr. Diedesheimer, I told you once that folks is gonna remember you for an awful long time. And they would, too, if they could remember your name, but it's so dang blasted hard to pronounce.
Don't worry about that, horse. Names are never very important. Anyway, it's easier to pronounce the Dutchman. Come on, let's get some supper, huh?
As the claim disputes simmer in the background of this memorable Bonanza episode, the script gracefully shifts focus to one of its most delightful and character-defining developments, the birth and rapid success of the square meal, or restaurant. This entrepreneurial venture, spearheaded by the irrepressible Annie O'Toole, with the reluctant involvement of Adam Cartwright, stands as a shining example of frontier ingenuity and the transformative power of a determined woman in a male-dominated mining camp. What begins as a practical solution to feed hungry miners and finance Annie's return to San Francisco evolves into a thriving business that binds the characters together in unexpected ways, highlighting Bonanza's talent for weaving humor, warmth, and subtle social commentary into everyday pioneer life. The partnership is struck in a moment of pragmatic compassion. Adam, concerned for Annie's welfare, as the only woman in a rough camp, offers supplies from the Ponderosa ham, fresh eggs, beef, and other scarce goods in exchange for her cooking one large meal for the miners, with the proceeds intended to send her home. Annie, ever practical and warm-hearted, agrees, but only on the condition that Adam become her partner. His initial resistance is swiftly overcome by her charm and the obvious need of the starving miners. The script captures this negotiation with sparkling dialogue as Annie declares him a darling man after initially mistaking him for a sniveling blot, a term inherited from her father for the haughty nabobs of San Francisco. This evolution from suspicion to affection forms the emotional core of their relationship, showcasing Adam's principled nature, softening under Annie's genuine humanity. One of the episode's most charming sequences follows as Annie sets about establishing the restaurant. With limited resources and even less formal education, she relies on Adam's assistance to create a menu and prices. The scenes where Adam patiently teaches her to write and work with numbers are tender and humorous, revealing both her eagerness to learn and his growing investment in her success. Annie's admission that she can't write and her subsequent delight at mastering basic lettering for the square meal menu reflect the realities faced by many immigrants on the frontier, where opportunity often outpaced literacy. Adam's willingness to help, despite his repeated attempts to extricate himself from the partnership, underscores his sense of responsibility and the quiet attraction that develops between them. The script handles these moments with gentle humor, as Annie pushes prices upward for the mulligan stew and expands the operation with additional wagon loads of supplies, much to Adam's consternation. The restaurant's immediate success is portrayed with infectious energy. Miners stream down from the hills, drawn by the promise of hot, hearty food, in a land where salt, pork, and dry grub were the norm. Annie's cooking becomes legendary, transforming simple ingredients into nourishing meals that foster community and camaraderie. The name square meal, itself suggested by the miners' enthusiastic reactions, carries a double meaning, both a fair portion and a symbol of honest, straightforward frontier values. Bonanza excels here in depicting how something as ordinary as a restaurant could become a civilizing force in a chaotic boomtown. In the historical context of the Comstock Lode, such establishments were vital oases, providing not just sustenance, but also a semblance of domestic normalcy amid the rough saloons and claim shacks. Women like Annie played crucial roles in these enterprises, bringing skills honed in crowded urban tenements or immigrant neighborhoods to the Nevada wilderness. Adam's reluctant partnership provides rich comedic fodder. He repeatedly attempts to enforce limits: one load of supplies, one batch of meals. Then Annie returns to San Francisco, only to be thwarted by the restaurant's popularity and Annie's unstoppable momentum. Hoss's good-natured assistance in hauling extra goods, despite Adam's protests, adds another layer of brotherly warmth and humor. The script follows the chronological progression beautifully, from the unloading of supplies and the first makeshift service to the establishment's growth into a howling success within a week. Annie's business instincts shine as she learns to manage inventory, set prices, and even negotiate with suppliers, all while honoring her father's memory and dreaming of a better life. Her declaration that she and Adam will make $1 million is delivered with such optimistic exuberance that it endears her further to both Adam and the audience. Thematic depth emerges through the contrast between Annie's entrepreneurial spirit and Adam's more measured approach. Annie embodies the self-made pioneer ideal, turning adversity into opportunity through sheer determination and culinary talent. Her background on the Barbary Coast equipped her with resilience and street smarts that prove invaluable in the competitive mining camp economy. Adam, representing the established ranching class of the Ponderosa, finds himself challenged and ultimately enriched by her influence. Their interactions explore class differences, gender roles, and the blending of cultures in the American West. Annie's teasing about Adam's grand manner and his attempts to teach her to speak like a real lady create delightful tension. Yet there is unmistakable mutual respect and affection beneath the banter. Hop Sing's brief but memorable cameo adds multicultural flavor as he observes Annie's cooking with a mix of professional curiosity and comedic commentary. The script uses these moments to celebrate the diverse influences that shaped frontier communities where Chinese, Irish, and Anglo-American traditions mingled around the dinner pot. Annie's ability to win over the miners, including through her mulligan stew variations, reinforces the restaurant as a unifying space where social barriers temporarily dissolve over shared meals. As the days progress, Adam finds himself increasingly invested despite his best efforts to withdraw. The script poignantly notes his realization that Annie has no inclination to leave, having discovered her talent for business and formed bonds within the camp. His attempts to disentangle are met with Annie's heartfelt appeals to their partnership and her dreams of respectability. These scenes provide emotional balance to the humor, reminding viewers that beneath the laughter lie real human struggles, loneliness, ambition, and the search for belonging. Bonanza's writing shines in its ability to portray Annie not as a one-dimensional comic figure, but as a fully realized woman with vulnerabilities, strengths, and aspirations that resonate across time. The square meal restaurant sequence exemplifies the episode's mastery of tonal balance. It delivers broad comedy through exaggerated minor appetites, Adam's exasperation, and Annie's larger-than-life personality, while simultaneously offering thoughtful commentary on economic opportunity for women, community building, and the civilizing influence of domestic enterprise in the Wild West. The detailed dialogue with its phonetic Irish brogue and frontier vernacular brings the scenes vividly to life, allowing the audience to imagine the clatter of plates, the aroma of stew, and the lively banter that filled the air. In the broader arc of the double episode, this restaurant venture serves as a bridge between the light-hearted claim disputes and the more serious mine safety drama that follows. It deepens our investment in Annie and the Cartwrights, establishing relationships that will carry emotional weight into the later tragedy and innovation. Adam's reluctant partnership evolves from obligation to genuine care, foreshadowing his continued support even as the story shifts tones. The success of the square meal also highlights the episode's celebration of small victories and human connections amid the larger struggles of silver mining life. Through extensive scene-by-scene development, the script allows the restaurant to function as both plot device and thematic anchor. Every interaction, whether Annie learning numbers, negotiating with Adam, or serving the appreciative miners, reveals character growth and cultural insight. The historical authenticity from the scarcity of supplies to the rapid boom and bust economics of Virginia City grounds the humor in reality, while elevating it into something timelessly entertaining. Bonanza's enduring classic status owes much to episodes like this, where a simple restaurant becomes the stage for exploring resilience, partnership, and the American dream in its rawest form. Annie O'Toole's entrepreneurial journey at the square meal stands as one of the episode's most memorable achievements, a testament to the series' ability to create vibrant, unforgettable characters who enrich the Western landscape. Adam's reluctant yet deepening partnership with her adds layers of warmth and complexity that make their interactions a joy to witness. As the aroma of success wafts through Washoe Diggins, the script prepares the audience for the tonal shift ahead while delivering pure entertainment and heartfelt appreciation for the pioneer spirit that defined an era. The comedic momentum of this Bonanza double episode reaches its delightful peak in the formal yet raucous proceedings of the miners' court, where frontier justice, Irish wit, and clever legal improvisation collide in a sequence that perfectly encapsulates the spirit of the Comstock Lode. This pivotal section of the script transforms the ongoing claim dispute into a public spectacle of deception, passionate advocacy, and community judgment, all centered on the fate of Kevin O'Toole's final resting place. Through sharp dialogue, cultural clashes, and heartfelt reasoning, the episode showcases Bonanza's masterful ability to blend broad humor with meaningful exploration of law fairness and human dignity in a land where formal authority was still taking shape. The court convenes as tensions threaten to erupt into violence, with Spain mustering a crew to tear down the restaurant and move the grave. Ben Cartwright, acting as referee, calls for order, reminding the assembled miners of the fragile semblance of law and order they have begun to establish. The script follows the chronological flow with precision. Spain presents his case first, arguing abandonment due to lack of proper assessment work within the required 10 days. His slick, self-serving appeal to the honest men of the camp, combined with his history of bribery, sets up a classic confrontation between opportunism and integrity. The miners' court, a historical institution in early Nevada mining camps, allowed any stakeholder to present evidence, while the community served as jury. Bonanza uses this authentic mechanism not only for dramatic tension, but also to celebrate communal wisdom over individual greed. Annie O'Toole's defense, presented by her reluctant partner Adam Cartwright, becomes the emotional and comedic highlight of the proceedings. Adam steps forward as counsel for Cartwright and O'Toole, acknowledging the lack of traditional assessment work, but submitting that the grave itself constitutes a valid exploration shaft. He calls Hoss as a witness who confirms digging a hole 6 feet deep, 6 feet long, and 3 feet wide, on the very first day Annie arrived. The clever argument that nothing in miners' law prohibits burying a body in such a shaft and then filling it elicits both laughter and thoughtful consideration from the camp. This moment exemplifies the episode's gentle satire on frontier jurisprudence, where technicalities were often interpreted through the lens of practicality and humanity. The script's writing shines here, turning what could have been dry legal debate into lively character-revealing theater. Annie's Irish wit explodes throughout the court session, providing some of the episode's most memorable lines. She unleashes a torrent of accusations against Trapdoor Gregory Spain, recounting his Barbary Coast exploits as a thug and Shanghai artist who exploited her father. Her colorful insults, "You miserable little sniveling blot Trapdoor Gregory," and references to his pickpocketing days, land with perfect comedic timing, humanizing her outrage while entertaining the miners. Spain's discomfort, his demands to remove her and his failed attempts to silence her underscore the power of unfiltered truth in a court of public opinion. The script captures the cultural contrast beautifully, Annie's earthy, passionate Barbary Coast style versus Spain's pretentious Nob Hill manners. Her malapropisms and fiery delivery make her a folk hero in the camp, endearing her further to the audience and the Cartwrights. Adam's principled advocacy balances Annie's emotion with reasoned argument. He navigates the conflict of interest. Ben warns him against influencing the referee, while steadfastly supporting Annie's human rights over strict legal technicalities. His quiet assurance to her promising not to abandon her, despite the odds, deepens their partnership and reveals Adam's growing admiration for her resilience. The script explores themes of loyalty, legacy, and justice through these interactions. Kevin O'Toole's grave is no longer merely a plot obstacle, but a powerful symbol. A father's final resting place atop potential riches, defended by a daughter who values memory over money. In the historical context of the Comstock Lode, where graves were often disturbed for silver, and human life was cheap compared to claims, this stance carries significant moral weight. Bonanza subtly critiques the greed that could desecrate the dead, while celebrating those who refuse to compromise their principles. The miners' reactions add rich layers of community texture. Many side with Annie, drawn by her cooking and her underdog status, while Spain's bribes highlight the vulnerability of frontier justice to alcohol and influence. The script handles this with warm observation rather than cynicism, showing how the Cartwrights' stabilizing presence helps tilt the scales toward fairness. Hoss's steadfast support, Little Joe's implied involvement in the background, and Ben's measured authority reinforce the family's role as moral anchors. The pacing builds expertly from opening arguments through witness testimony to the climactic revelations about altered claim notices and the tools left on the site. When the tools are discovered and the grave's role is affirmed, the resolution feels both clever and satisfying. Deception plays a central role, particularly Spain's forgery of claim numbers and his attempts to rewrite history. Annie's admission that she cannot read or write adds vulnerability to her character, making her triumph through wit and alliances all the more triumphant. Adam's patient teaching earlier in the restaurant scenes pays emotional dividends here, as their partnership proves stronger than Spain's schemes. The script appreciates the irony. A woman dismissed for her lack of formal education outmaneuvers a self-styled gentleman through sheer determination and community support. Thematic exploration in this section is profound. The Miners' Court represents the democratic ideals of the American West, imperfect, rowdy, yet ultimately capable of delivering rough justice. It contrasts generational and class gaps, the rough immigrants versus the aspiring elite, traditional respect for the dead versus modern profit motives. Annie's dream of living like a lady threatened by the dispute gains new resonance as she fights not just for acclaim, but for dignity and legacy. The episode's gentle humor never undermines these deeper currents, instead using laughter to make the moral lessons more accessible and memorable. As the court rules in Annie's favor, the script delivers satisfying payoffs: Spain's reluctant concessions, Annie's emotional victory, and the Cartwrights' quiet pride in upholding justice. This resolution paves the way for the later business deal, where Annie sells to Spain on favorable terms, including a 5% gross royalty for life, demonstrating her hard-won business acumen. The humorous battle concludes on a high note, with the lucky stiff mine, a perfect name, honoring Kevin O'Toole, becoming legendary. Yet the script prepares the tonal shift toward tragedy by reminding us of the human cost underlying all silver strikes. Through extensive scene-by-scene detail, rich character insights, and thoughtful historical context, this Miners' Court sequence stands as a highlight of the episode. Bonanza's writing, dialogue, and pacing create an immersive experience that celebrates Irish resilience, frontier ingenuity, and the triumph of heart over greed. Adam's reluctant partnership with Annie reaches new depths of mutual respect, while the fate of Kevin O'Toole's resting place affirms the series' core values of family, honor, and compassion. The Irish wit on display, sharp, unyielding, and deeply human, ensures this part lingers long in the memory, bridging the comedic first half with the serious reflections on mining dangers to come. In the grand tradition of classic Western television, this episode uses the Miners' Court not merely as plot resolution, but as a stage for exploring timeless questions of justice, legacy, and community in the American West. Annie O'Toole emerges victorious not through force, but through the strength of her character and the support of those who recognize her humanity. The Cartwrights, true to form, facilitate rather than dominate the outcome, reinforcing their role as the moral conscience of the territory. This masterful blend of humor, deception, and heartfelt justice makes Part 5 of the story a standout achievement in Bonanza's long and celebrated run. In one of the most striking tonal shifts in classic Western television, the Bonanza script masterfully moves from the boisterous humor and triumphant resolutions of the Annie O'Toole storyline into the somber, socially conscious territory of mine safety and human tragedy. This transition marks the beginning of the episode's second major arc, where the glittering promise of silver wealth confronts the brutal human cost beneath the surface of the Comstock lode. The script handles this pivot with remarkable sensitivity, using the conclusion of the lighter first half to underscore the fragile line between fortune and disaster that defined life in 19th-century Nevada mining communities. What begins in laughter and entrepreneurial spirit gives way to profound reflection on greed, responsibility, and the price paid by working men and their families. The comedic arc reaches its satisfying and heartfelt conclusion as Annie O'Toole achieves a remarkable victory. After the Miners' Court ruling in her favor, she negotiates shrewdly with trapdoor Gregory Spain, selling the claim on terms that include a substantial cash payment and 5% of the gross proceeds from the mine for the rest of her natural life. The script celebrates her business acumen, learned in part through her partnership with Adam, as she secures not only immediate wealth, but long-term security. The grand funeral for Kevin himself O'Toole becomes a memorable event for the Comstock, complete with Virginia City's first fire engine, all funded by a reluctant Spain. These scenes brim with warm humor and poetic justice as Annie ensures her father receives the send-off he never could have afforded in life. The Lucky Stiff Mine earns its name, honoring the man buried atop a rich strike, and the narrative briefly follows Annie and the Swede as they marry, travel to Europe for culture and refinement, and eventually build a fine mansion between Virginia City and Reno. This resolution provides a feel-good capstone to the first story, affirming themes of loyalty, resilience, and the American dream realized through determination and a little frontier luck. Yet the script does not linger long in celebration. The transition is swift and effective, shifting to an engagement party at the Holloway residence, where Adam Cartwright finds himself drawn into a new circle. The festive atmosphere, complete with promises to avoid mine talk for one evening, is shattered by the disaster whistle and reports of a catastrophic cave-in at the Ophir Mine's East Slope third level. The suddenness of this change mirrors the unpredictable dangers of underground mining, where celebrations could turn to mourning in an instant. The script captures the chaos at the mine head, with visceral detail, families gathering in anguish, injured men being brought up, and the devastating news that 5 men are dead, 2 dying, 5 missing, and 14 injured. This stark report, delivered in cold figures, highlights the episode's willingness to confront the grim realities behind the silver boom. The emotional core of this transition lies in the conflict surrounding Gil Holloway, the young superintendent caught between his new responsibilities and his loyalty to the working men he once labored alongside. Gil's descent into the unstable level, his confrontation with his father-in-law John Holloway, and his anguish over the deaths provide powerful dramatic weight. The script explores generational and class tensions as Gil accuses the company of prioritizing production over safety. His line about a box of groceries in exchange for a dead husband being company policy is particularly cutting, exposing the dehumanizing calculus of corporate mining operations. In the historical context of the Comstock lode, such disasters were tragically common. Poor timbering, unpredictable geological pressures, and the relentless drive for profit led to frequent cave-ins claiming hundreds of lives during the 1860s and 70s. Bonanza uses this real-world backdrop to elevate the story beyond mere entertainment, offering thoughtful commentary on industrial ethics during America's rapid westward expansion. Adam Cartwright's involvement deepens as he joins the rescue efforts, descending into the dangerous mine alongside Gil. The script emphasizes the physical peril and psychological toll through vivid descriptions of buckling timbers, dust-filled tunnels, and the haunting silence after the collapse. Hoss's steadfast support and the brothers' willingness to risk their own safety reinforce the Cartwright family's commitment to doing what is right, even when it extends beyond their ranch. These scenes contrast sharply with the earlier comedic episodes at the Square Meal restaurant, illustrating Bonanza's range and its refusal to shy away from serious subject matter. The warm camaraderie of the first half gives way to quiet heroism and moral questioning, a hallmark of the series at its best. The introduction of Philip Diedesheimer, the brilliant German engineer, occurs amid the aftermath of the disaster. His obsessive search for solutions to the timbering problems that plague the wide veins of the Comstock provides a beacon of hope amid the tragedy. The script portrays him as a visionary whose mind churns with calculations of stresses, braces, and pressures. His early experiments and frustration with conventional methods set the stage for the revolutionary square-set system to come. Through Adam's respectful engagement with Diedesheimer, the episode begins to explore themes of innovation, expertise, and the clash between old practices and new ideas. Diedesheimer's dedication, even as he forgoes rest and food, humanizes the intellectual struggle behind engineering breakthroughs that would eventually save countless lives. This tonal shift from comedy to tragedy serves a deeper purpose. It reminds the audience that the silver wealth celebrated in Annie's story was purchased at a terrible human price. The widows waiting at the surface, the grieving families, and Gil's crisis of conscience ground the narrative in emotional reality. Helen Holloway's anguish and her confrontation with her father further enrich the generational conflict. As she grapples with the knowledge that her fiancé's death might have been prevented, the script handles these heavy themes with sensitivity and restraint, using dialogue rich in moral weight rather than sensationalism. Bonanza's strength lies in its ability to celebrate the frontier spirit while acknowledging its shadows, and this transition exemplifies that balance perfectly. The pacing of the script is noteworthy here. After the high-spirited resolution of the claim dispute and the joyous elements of Annie's wedding and mansion, the sudden descent into disaster creates a powerful emotional whiplash that mirrors the unpredictability of mining life. Detailed scene-by-scene progression from the party's interruption, the rescue operations, the body count to the quiet moments of grief allows the audience to feel the full impact. Adam's growing involvement, his supply of timber from the Ponderosa, and his budding collaboration with Diedesheimer provide continuity between the two arcs, while advancing the central conflict over mine safety. Thematically, this section delves into the cost of silver, not merely financial but human, moral, and social. It examines corporate indifference versus individual conscience, the isolation of leadership, and the quiet heroism of engineers and working men alike. The Cartwrights once again serve as the stabilizing influence, stepping in where formal structures fail. Their ranching background and commitment to ethical business practices contrast with the cutthroat world of underground mining, enriching the episode's exploration of different facets of Western enterprise. In its appreciation of performances and writing the script allows space for subtle, powerful moments, a widow's plea. Gil's anguished realization that his promotion has distanced him from his former comrades, and Diedesheimer's single-minded pursuit of a solution. These elements elevate the narrative, transforming a standard Western plot into a thoughtful meditation on progress and its price. The transition is never jarring in intent. Rather, it feels organic to the world of the Comstock, where laughter and loss, fortune and fatality existed side by side. As the dust settles literally and figuratively after the cave-in, the stage is masterfully set for the innovative engineering solutions and moral confrontations that will define the remainder of the episode. The shift from the square meal's warmth and the miner's court's wit to the cold reality of underground tragedy deepens the audience's investment and underscores Bonanza's enduring relevance. Through this seamless yet impactful transition, the script reaffirms the series' greatness, its capacity to entertain with humor, while challenging viewers to reflect on the human stories and sacrifices behind the legends of the American West. The cost of silver, so vividly rendered in these pivotal scenes, lingers as a haunting undercurrent, preparing the ground for Philip Diedesheimer's genius and the Cartwrights' principled stand. In blending comedy and tragedy with such skill, this Bonanza episode stands as a testament to the power of thoughtful television storytelling. In the shadowed aftermath of the Ophir mine disaster, the Bonanza script introduces one of its most quietly heroic and intellectually compelling figures. Philip Diedesheimer, the brilliant German engineer, whose revolutionary square-set timbering system would forever change the dangerous world of deep-vein silver mining on the Comstock lode. This section of the double episode marks a profound shift toward themes of innovation, scientific perseverance, and the triumph of human intellect over the unforgiving forces of nature and corporate indifference. Diedesheimer emerges not as a flashy gunslinger or larger-than-life pioneer, but as a thoughtful, obsessive problem-solver whose mind becomes the true battleground for saving lives in the mines. Through his collaboration with Adam Cartwright, the episode celebrates the marriage of practical frontier values with cutting-edge engineering, creating one of the most intellectually satisfying arcs in the entire series. The script introduces Diedesheimer in the raw hours following the cave-in, where he is already at work, his mind churning relentlessly with calculations, even as grief blankets the community. His single-minded focus stands in stark contrast to the emotional turmoil around him. While widows mourn and families search for answers, Diedesheimer pores over stress calculations, refusing rest or food. The script portrays him with deep respect and warm humanity, showing a man haunted by the 5 dead, 2 dying, and numerous injured from the recent collapse. His German accent and methodical manner earn him the affectionate nickname, the Dutchman, among the miners, a testament to the multicultural melting pot of the Comstock, where expertise transcended national origins. Historically, Philip Diedesheimer was a real figure whose square-set system developed in the 1860s enabled the safe extraction of silver from the increasingly wide and unstable veins of the Comstock lode. Bonanza honors this legacy by placing him at the center of a compelling moral and technical drama. Adam Cartwright's growing friendship and intellectual partnership with Diedesheimer forms the emotional and thematic heart of this section. Adam himself, a man of education and practical experience, who designed and built the enduring Ponderosa ranch house, to last 100 years, recognizes in the engineer a kindred spirit. Their conversations in Diedesheimer's makeshift workspace are rich with technical detail and mutual respect. Adam offers himself as a sounding board, reviewing stress calculations and discussing the unique geological challenges of the Comstock, the constant shrinking and expanding of the Earth due to temperature variances, the unusual side pressure against upright timbers, and the inadequacy of traditional vertical bracing in wide galleries, reaching 65 feet or more. The script excels in making these engineering concepts accessible and dramatic, transforming abstract mathematics into a life-or-death struggle. Diedesheimer's breakthrough moment is rendered with genuine excitement and reverence. After days of exhaustive mental labor, he experiences a flash of inspiration while contemplating the structure of a honeycomb. The script captures this eureka moment beautifully, each surface bearing equally on the others, creating a self-reinforcing system of strength far greater than the sum of its parts. He immediately requests 1-inch soft pine boards to build a small-scale model with a jackknife, demonstrating both his practical ingenuity and his ability to think in 3 dimensions. When the model is complete, it reveals the genius of the square set system, open-sided box-like cribs that can be stacked, expanded horizontally as veins widen, and even fitted with floors or ore chutes. This innovation addressed the critical problems of overhead pressure, side motion, and the impossibility of installing long timbers in deep shafts. The script follows the chronological development with meticulous care. Adam and Diedesheimer work side by side, with Adam contributing his knowledge of timber supply from the Ponderosa and his mathematical background to refine the design. Their collaboration transcends mere technical discussion. It becomes a meeting of minds united by a shared commitment to saving lives. Diedesheimer's passionate explanation of how the honeycomb principle distributes weight and resists collapse is delivered with quiet intensity, revealing a man who sees engineering not as cold calculation, but as a moral imperative. The episode uses this partnership to explore broader themes: the value of expertise in a rough frontier society, the importance of innovation in the face of tradition, and the responsibility of those with knowledge to act for the greater fast good. Hoss Cartwright's interactions with Diedesheimer add warmth and grounding to the intellectual proceedings. Hoss's awe at the engineer's dedication and his simple, heartfelt appreciation for the man's efforts provide emotional balance. The script contrasts the physical strength of the Cartwright brothers with the intellectual power of Diedesheimer, showing that true progress requires both. Meanwhile, the ongoing grief at the Holloway household, particularly Helen's anguish and her confrontation with her father, underscores why Diedesheimer's work matters so deeply. The box of groceries policy and corporate prioritization of production over safety are repeatedly challenged through these human stories, making the engineer's invention not merely technical, but profoundly humanitarian. Historical context enriches every scene. The Comstock lode's silver veins grew wider and more unstable with depth, rendering traditional timbering methods obsolete and deadly. Diedesheimer's square sets allowed miners to safely follow the ore bodies, supporting vast underground chambers while permitting continued extraction. Bonanza's writing appreciates this achievement without romanticizing the dangers. The script details the side pressure, the buckling timbers, and the constant threat of collapse with sobering realism, reminding viewers that behind every fortune made in Virginia City lay countless lives lost to inadequate technology. Diedesheimer's refusal to rest his comparison of his mind to a doctor's bag containing a life-saving pill reveals the personal toll of such dedication and elevates him to the status of a quiet hero. The birth of the honeycomb system is portrayed as both a eureka moment and the result of relentless preparation. Diedesheimer's willingness to experiment, even risking his own safety, by deliberately loosening hanging walls to study failure points, demonstrates the courage required of true innovators. Adam's respect for this approach deepens their bond and positions the Cartwright family once again as facilitators of progress. Their decision to build a full-scale test installation, even without official approval, foreshadows the moral confrontation to come and highlights the episode's celebration of ethical action over bureaucratic inertia. Throughout this section, the script maintains its warm, insightful tone, while delivering extensive technical and character analysis. The dialogue between Adam and Diedesheimer crackles with intelligence and purpose, free of pretension yet rich in meaning. Performances implied in the transcript would have conveyed Diedesheimer's intensity, Adam's thoughtful support, and the growing hope amid tragedy. The pacing allows the audience to feel the weight of the engineering challenge while celebrating the eventual breakthrough, creating a deeply satisfying intellectual journey. Philip Diedesheimer's visionary contribution stands as a testament to the power of human ingenuity in the American West. His honeycomb timbering system was not merely a solution to a mining problem, but a profound statement about progress, safety, and the moral responsibility that accompanies knowledge. In partnering with Adam Cartwright and earning the quiet admiration of men like Hoss, he becomes fully integrated into the Bonanza world, where intellect and heart work hand in hand. This section of the episode transforms potential tragedy into a narrative of hope and innovation, setting the stage for the dramatic testing and moral victories that follow. As the model takes shape and the principles of the square sets prove sound on paper and in miniature, the script builds anticipation for the real-world application. Diedesheimer's dream of ending cave-ins on the Comstock becomes a shared mission, one that will test the courage of the Cartwrights and challenge the entrenched interests of mine owners. Through this masterful portrayal of a visionary engineer and his groundbreaking invention, Bonanza once again demonstrates its greatness, its ability to honor real historical achievements while telling a compelling human story filled with warmth, insight, and enduring relevance. The birth of the honeycomb timbering system in this episode remains one of the most inspiring sequences in the series, a celebration of intellect, perseverance, and the quiet heroes who made the American West not only possible but safer for those who toiled beneath its surface. As the intellectual foundations of Philip Diedesheimer's revolutionary square-set timbering system take shape, the Bonanza script turns its focus to Adam Cartwright's pivotal role as both advocate and moral force in the struggle for mine safety. This section of the episode beautifully illustrates the series' core values through Adam's principled leadership, demonstrating how personal conscience, practical engineering knowledge, and deep family loyalty converge in the face of entrenched corporate resistance. Adam emerges not merely as a supportive partner to the visionary engineer, but as the driving human element that transforms theoretical innovation into actionable change, embodying the Cartwright family's unwavering commitment to doing what is right even when it challenges powerful interests. The script follows the chronological progression with careful precision. After the initial success of the small-scale honeycomb model, Adam recognizes that demonstration alone will not suffice. He and Diedesheimer face the daunting task of convincing skeptical mine owners who have long profited from established, albeit deadly, timbering methods. Adam's conversations with various operators, including those at the Yellow Jacket, Gould and Curry, and Mexican mines, reveal the economic and psychological barriers to change. The owners view the new system as expensive and unproven, a child's toy, or the impractical dream of a foreigner. Adam's patient yet firm advocacy, drawing on his own experience, supplying timber, and his understanding of structural mathematics, highlights his growth from rancher to ethical champion of industrial reform. His willingness to invest time, resources, and personal reputation underscores a central theme of the series. True leadership requires courage to stand against the tide of convenience and profit. Hoss Cartwright's steadfast support adds emotional warmth and practical strength to Adam's efforts. The script portrays the brothers working in harmony with Hoss, helping to organize the sawmill on the Ponderosa to produce the necessary timbers on short notice. The scenes where they challenge the younger brother, Little Joe, to accomplish what seems impossible by the next day capture the family's characteristic blend of determination, good-natured banter, and collective resolve. This familial collaboration reinforces the episode's exploration of family values as a stabilizing force in a chaotic world. The Cartwrights' half-brothers, bound by Ben's guidance through tragedy and hardship, draw strength from their unity, turning individual expertise into a powerful collective effort. Hoss's simple pride in his family and his quiet conversations about resilience in the face of loss provide heartfelt counterpoints to the technical and moral battles unfolding. Adam's deepening involvement with the Holloway family adds layers of personal and emotional complexity. His interactions with Helen Holloway, who is grieving the loss of Gil, reveal his compassionate nature and his understanding of the human cost behind every cave-in. The script handles these moments with sensitivity, showing Adam as a bridge between the engineering solutions and the lived suffering of miners' families. His refusal to accept corporate excuses and his insistence on prioritizing lives over production schedules position him as the moral conscience of the story. When conventional persuasion fails, Adam makes the principled decision to act directly. The Cartwrights will build and install a full-scale test section in the Ophir mine themselves without waiting for official approval. This bold move exemplifies the frontier ethos celebrated throughout Bonanza. When systems fail, good men step forward to create change. The preparation and execution of this unauthorized installation are rendered with gripping tension and meticulous detail. The script describes the milling of large timbers at the Ponderosa sawmill, the transportation challenges, and the logistical coordination required to bring the massive square sets underground. Adam's leadership shines as he coordinates with Diedesheimer, ensuring the test section accurately reflects the honeycomb principle. The clandestine nature of the operation adds dramatic weight, highlighting the risks they are willing to take for the greater good. Historical context enriches these scenes. The real Diedesheimer system required significant upfront investment in timber, yet ultimately proved far more economical by preventing catastrophic losses in lives and productivity. Bonanza uses this to explore the short-sightedness of purely profit-driven decision-making versus the long-term wisdom of ethical investment. Throughout this section, the script offers deep character insights into Adam Cartwright. Often portrayed as the most intellectual and reserved of the brothers, Adam here reveals a passionate commitment to justice that matches his father's moral authority. His engineering discussions with Diedesheimer demonstrate intellectual rigor, while his defense of the plan against skeptical mine owners showcases diplomatic skill, tempered by unyielding principle. The script contrasts Adam's approach with that of John Holloway, the superintendent, whose corporate mindset prioritizes stockholders and production quotas. Holloway's initial dismissal of the square sets as impractical forces Adam to confront the loneliness of moral leadership, a theme that resonates with Ben Cartwright's own experiences, raising his sons amid frontier hardships. The family values underpinning Adam's fight are evident in every decision. The Cartwrights' ranch, with its 1,000 square miles of land and the house built to last 100 years, symbolizes their belief in creating lasting responsible legacies. Extending this philosophy to mine safety represents a natural evolution of their ethos. Ben's influence, though not always physically present in these scenes, looms large as the guiding force that instilled in his sons the importance of conscience over convenience. Hoss's unwavering loyalty and willingness to confront opposition further illustrate how the family's bonds provide the strength necessary for such challenges. These elements give the episode emotional resonance, reminding viewers why the Cartwrights remained beloved symbols of integrity for so many years. Scene by scene, the script builds tension toward the impending test. Adam and Diedesheimer's late-night refinements, the physical labor of installing the square sets deep underground, and the quiet moments of doubt balanced by renewed determination, create a compelling narrative rhythm. The writing appreciates the technical beauty of the system, its ability to handle side pressure, allow for expansion in wide stopes, and provide safe access even as mining progresses upward or downward. Yet it never loses sight of the human element. Every timber placed represents a potential life, saved every calculation, a step away from future widows, receiving only a box of groceries. Adam's fight for mine safety also carries gentle social commentary on 19th-century industrial America. The episode critiques the faceless nature of distant stockholders who demand profits without witnessing the human cost, while celebrating individuals like Diedesheimer and Adam, who refuse to accept such detachment. In doing so, Bonanza aligns itself with progressive ideals of the era, while remaining true to its Western roots, where personal honor and community welfare mattered above all. The pacing remains masterful, allowing the audience to absorb the intellectual and moral weight of the endeavor, while maintaining engagement through character-driven drama. Adam's evolution from reluctant restaurant partner in the first arc to determined safety advocate in the second demonstrates the script's structural cohesion. His relationships with Diedesheimer, with the grieving Helen, and with his brothers provide emotional continuity and depth. As the full-scale square sets rise underground in defiance of official skepticism, Adam Cartwright stands tall as a figure of conscience and action. His fight for mine safety represents the best of what Bonanza offered, its audience thoughtful exploration of progress, responsibility, and the enduring power of family values in shaping a better world. Through engineering brilliance, moral courage, and brotherly solidarity, This section elevates the episode into a profound statement on the human capacity to improve even the most dangerous frontiers. The script's warm appreciation for these efforts shines through honoring the real historical impact of Diedesheimer's invention, while crafting a fictional narrative that continues to inspire. Adam's leadership ensures that innovation serves humanity rather than mere profit, reaffirming the Cartwright family's role as moral beacons in the American West. This part of the story stands as one of the episode's most powerful achievements, blending technical wonder with heartfelt drama in a way that defines the series' greatness. The emotional and moral intensity of this Bonanza double episode deepens profoundly in its exploration of generational conflict, as the consequences of the Ophir mine disaster ripple through families, workplaces, and the very conscience of those caught between loyalty to workers and allegiance to corporate demands. At the center stands Gil Holloway, the young superintendent whose personal tragedy and professional crisis illuminate the brutal clash between human life and the relentless machinery of profit on the Comstock lode. The script handles these heavy themes with remarkable sensitivity and insight, contrasting the warm community spirit of the earlier Annie O'Toole arc with the stark realities of underground labor widowhood and the isolating effects of authority. Through Gil's journey and the collective grief of the miners' families, Bonanza delivers one of its most powerful indictments of corporate indifference, while reaffirming the Cartwright family's role as advocates for ethical responsibility. Gil Holloway embodies the painful generational divide. Once a miner himself, he has risen to superintendent, a promotion that places him in direct conflict with the men he once worked beside. The script captures his anguish in the aftermath of the cave-in with raw authenticity. Emerging from the collapsed third level, Gil must deliver the devastating news that no more survivors are coming up. His confrontation with his future father-in-law, John Holloway, crackles with tension as he accuses the company of sending men into unsafe conditions for the sake of production quotas. The line about exchanging a dead husband for a standard box of groceries cuts deep, exposing the cold calculus that treated human lives as expendable costs of doing business. Gil's internal struggle is portrayed with nuance. He understands the pressures from above, yet cannot forget his roots among the working men. His decision to descend into the dangerous level, despite orders, and his later despair at having distanced himself from his former comrades, reveal a man torn between two worlds. The widows and grieving families provide the human heart of this conflict. The script moves from the minehead, where women wait in anguished hope, to the Holloway household, where Helen grapples with the loss of Gil and the growing realization of her father's role in the unsafe conditions. Scenes of widows receiving the company's meager compensation are handled with quiet dignity and restrained power. These women, many of whom have lost husbands, brothers, or sons, represent the invisible human cost of the silver boom. Their silent suffering and occasional outbursts of grief serve as a moral mirror to the corporate mindset that prioritizes no slow-up in production over safety improvements. In the historical context of the Comstock lode during the 1860s and 70s, such disasters were tragically frequent. Poor timbering in widening veins led to hundreds of deaths, leaving families devastated while mine owners and distant stockholders grew rich. Bonanza uses these real events to ground its drama in authentic social commentary, never sensationalizing the pain, but allowing it to resonate deeply with the audience. John Holloway represents the older generation's entrenched perspective. As a self-made mine operator who has fought his way up, he justifies dangerous decisions by citing the pressures from faceless stockholders who demand returns on their investments. His conversations with Helen and Gil reveal a man who has learned to compartmentalize emotion in favor of business survival. The script does not paint him as a simple villain, but as a product of a harsh system, one who believes staying on his level and forgetting his working-class origins is necessary for success. This generational conflict reaches its peak in heated exchanges, where Gil accuses his superior of losing touch with the human reality underground, while Holloway urges him to accept the loneliness of leadership. These scenes are written with sharp observation, highlighting how power can isolate even well-intentioned men, and how corporate structures often silence conscience. Adam Cartwright's presence throughout this turmoil provides moral clarity and compassionate support. Having witnessed the disaster and collaborated with Diedesheimer on solutions, Adam serves as both participant and observer. His quiet interventions, offers of timber from the Ponderosa, and willingness to risk his own safety underground reinforce the Cartwright family values of integrity and community responsibility. Adam's interactions with the grieving families and his measured discussions with Holloway underscore the contrast between the ranching ethos of long-term stewardship and the short-term profit focus of mining corporations. The script uses Adam's perspective to guide the audience through the ethical complexities, celebrating his principled stance without making him preachy. The underground sequences are particularly gripping. The script describes the unstable timbers, the side pressure, and the constant threat of further collapse, with vivid detail making the audience feel the claustrophobic danger. Gill's descent, Adam's accompaniment, and the rescue efforts highlight themes of bravery and solidarity among working men. Hoss's steadfast support above ground adds another layer of familial warmth, reminding viewers that the Cartwright brothers draw strength from one another, even in the face of industrial tragedy. These scenes transition effectively from the personal grief of individuals to the broader systemic issues plaguing the Comstock mines. Thematic exploration in this section is rich and multifaceted. The episode examines corporate greed versus human life through the lens of class mobility, generational expectations, and the moral compromises demanded by industrial progress. It asks difficult questions. Can a man rise in status without losing his humanity? How much risk is acceptable in the pursuit of wealth? What responsibility do those in power bear toward the men who labor beneath them? Bonanza answers these through character actions rather than speeches, allowing the audience to draw conclusions while feeling the emotional weight of the answers. The widow's quiet dignity and Gill's tormented conscience serve as powerful counterweights to Holloway's pragmatic detachment. The writing excels in its pacing and dialogue. Conversations move naturally from raw grief to heated argument to quiet reflection, maintaining emotional authenticity. The transcript's phonetic elements capture the raw voices of miners and families, adding realism to the drama. Performances implied here would have been devastatingly effective, conveying the exhaustion, anger, and sorrow of men and women caught in an unforgiving system. The script's appreciation for the historical reality of Comstock mining disasters lends weight and credibility, transforming what could have been melodrama into thoughtful social commentary. As the conflict intensifies, the stage is set for Diedesheimer's innovative solution to be tested in the real world. The generational and class tensions underground do not resolve easily, but they illuminate the human stakes behind every timber and every decision. Gill's tragedy and the widow's suffering become the moral catalyst that propels Adam Diedesheimer and the Cartwrights toward direct action. This section, through its sensitive portrayal of generational conflict, corporate greed, and the profound grief of the widows, this part of the Bonanza script achieves remarkable emotional and thematic depth. It honors the real sacrifices of Comstock miners while celebrating the courage of those who dared to demand better. Adam Cartwright's steady conscience and the Cartwright family's values shine as beacons of hope amid the darkness, bridging the personal tragedies with the larger fight for safety and justice that will define the episode's stirring conclusion. The clash between human life and corporate priorities remains as relevant today as it was in the 19th century. And Bonanza's thoughtful handling of these issues ensures this episode continues to resonate with power and humanity. With the moral stakes firmly established through tragedy and generational conflict, the Bonanza script reaches one of its most triumphant and satisfying sequences as Adam Cartwright, Philip Diedesheimer, and the Cartwright brothers transform theoretical brilliance into practical reality by constructing and testing the revolutionary square-set timbering system deep within the Ophir mine. This section celebrates the power of innovation in its purest form, the courageous leap from idea to implementation, while underscoring the series' enduring faith in human ingenuity, family solidarity, and ethical determination. What could have remained an abstract engineering concept becomes a dramatic, high-stakes endeavor that tests not only the strength of the honeycomb design, but also the resolve of those willing to risk everything for the greater good. The script moves with purposeful energy into the construction phase. After the small-scale model proves its structural integrity, Adam and Diedesheimer recognize that only a full-scale demonstration underground will convince the skeptical mine owners. True to the Cartwright spirit of decisive action, when persuasion fails, they decide to build and install the square sets themselves without prior approval from John Holloway. The preparation at the Ponderosa sawmill is depicted with vivid detail and warm familial camaraderie. Hoss and Little Joe, energized by Adam's vision, rise to the challenge of milling the large timbers on an impossibly tight schedule. The brothers' banter and shared determination highlight the strength of their bond forged through years of facing frontier hardships together. Ben Cartwright's influence echoes in their collective commitment. The same values that built a ranch house to last 100 years now extend to protecting the lives of men working beneath the earth. Philip Diedesheimer's role during this phase is portrayed with deep admiration. The visionary engineer oversees every aspect of the design, explaining how the open-sided box-like cribs distribute pressure equally from all directions, allowing the system to expand as the wide silver veins are followed. The script makes the technical principles accessible and exciting. Each surface bearing upon the other creates a self-reinforcing honeycomb structure capable of withstanding both overhead weight and dangerous side motion. Diedesheimer's passion is infectious. Even in exhaustion, his eyes light with the fire of discovery. His willingness to personally guide the installation, despite the risks, cements his status as a true hero of the Comstock, a man whose intellect serves humanity rather than personal glory. The transportation and underground installation of the massive square sets form a gripping logistical and dramatic sequence. The script captures the physical challenges of lowering heavy timbers down mine shafts and assembling them in the unstable third level. Adam works side by side with Diedesheimer and the miners, his hands as capable as his mind. These scenes are rich with tension and quiet heroism, the dust-filled air, the creaking timbers, and the constant awareness that another collapse could prove fatal. Hoss stands ready above ground, offering his immense strength and steadfast support, while the brothers coordinate with military-like precision. The unauthorized nature of the operation adds moral weight. The Cartwrights knowingly risk conflict with powerful mine owners, choosing conscience over safety and convenience. The climax of this section arrives with the critical test blast. The script builds suspense masterfully as Diedesheimer, Adam, and a small group, including skeptical owners, remain underground to witness the results. John Holloway and other mine operators are present, their initial dismissal of the monkey cages giving way to visible unease as the charge is detonated. The moment of truth when the dust settles and the square sets hold firm, while the old timbering shows stress is rendered with powerful restraint and emotional payoff. The revolutionary system performs exactly as designed, bearing the forces that had previously caused deadly collapses. This successful test stands as one of the episode's most cathartic scenes, transforming months of grief, calculation, and labor into tangible proof that innovation can conquer even the most dangerous frontiers. The script excels in its scene-by-scene analysis of the technical and human drama. Diedesheimer's explanations of how the square sets allow for ore chutes, additional levels, and safe expansion in 65-foot wide galleries demonstrate the system's elegant superiority over traditional methods. Adam's steady leadership ensures the installation meets the highest standards, reflecting his engineering knowledge and moral commitment. The reactions of the mine owners shift from skepticism to reluctant admiration, though some remain resistant due to cost concerns. This tension highlights the episode's thoughtful commentary on progress. Innovation often faces opposition from those invested in the status quo, yet its benefits ultimately serve the greater community. Thematic depth reaches new heights in this section. The power of innovation is celebrated not as abstract genius, but as a moral force capable of saving lives and reshaping an industry. The honeycomb system becomes a metaphor for the strength found in unity, each crib supporting the others, much like the Cartwright family itself. The script contrasts the fragility of old timbering methods with the resilience of the new design, mirroring the contrast between corporate short-sightedness and the long-term vision embodied by Diedesheimer and Adam. Historical accuracy enhances the narrative. Diedesheimer's real square-set system did indeed revolutionize Comstock mining, enabling deeper, safer extraction and contributing to the region's legendary productivity. Bonanza honors this achievement by placing it within a compelling human story of sacrifice, collaboration, and triumph. Family values shine brightly throughout. The Cartwright brothers' willingness to commit resources, labor, and personal risk demonstrates their shared ethos of responsibility. Hoss's pride in his family and his simple, heartfelt support for Diedesheimer add emotional warmth, reminding viewers that behind great innovations stand dedicated people bound by loyalty and love. Even in the underground darkness, the light of family unity and moral purpose prevails. The writing and pacing in this part are exemplary. Tension builds steadily, from construction to installation, to the dramatic test with dialogue that balances technical precision with human emotion. The transcript captures the excitement, danger, and eventual relief with authentic frontier voices. One can easily imagine the powerful performances that would have brought these scenes to life on screen. Adam's quiet determination, Diedesheimer's intense focus, and the collective sigh of relief when the square sets hold. As the test proves an unqualified success, the script lays the groundwork for broader acceptance and systemic change. Adam's announcement that the Ophir will be closed temporarily for full retimbering, with all men paid their regular wages, represents a profound victory for safety and ethics. The power of innovation, driven by conscience and executed through courage, emerges triumphant. This section stands as a stirring testament to the episode's thematic richness, blending engineering wonder with heartfelt drama in a way that defines Bonanza at its finest. The successful testing of the revolutionary square sets marks not merely a technical achievement, but a moral watershed in the story of the Comstock. Through Adam Cartwright's leadership and Philip Diedesheimer's genius, the episode affirms that human ingenuity, guided by compassion and family strength, can overcome even the deadliest challenges of the American West. The honeycomb system, born in tragedy and tested in courage, offers hope for a safer future, a legacy that resonates far beyond the silver mines of Nevada. In the stirring climax of this remarkable Bonanza double episode, the script delivers a deeply satisfying emotional resolution and moral victory as the successful test of Philip Diedesheimer's square-set timbering system forces a powerful confrontation with the mine owners, ultimately triumphing the principles of human safety and ethical responsibility over corporate greed and short-term profit. This section represents the emotional and thematic payoff of the entire story, weaving together the earlier comedic warmth of Annie O'Toole's arc with the profound human cost of the mine disaster and the intellectual brilliance of the honeycomb innovation. Through tense confrontations, quiet moments of reflection, and public recognition, Bonanza affirms its core message that integrity, courage, and innovation can reshape even the most dangerous frontiers of the American West. The confrontation underground immediately following the successful test blast is masterfully crafted. As the dust settles and the square sets stand firm, while the old timbering shows signs of stress, the skeptical mine owners, including John Holloway, are visibly shaken. The script captures their shifting expressions, from doubt to reluctant awe. Holloway, who had dismissed the system as an impractical child's toy, now stands beneath a structure that has withstood forces capable of killing men. Adam Cartwright, calm yet resolute, explains the implications. This is not merely a temporary fix, but a complete solution to the caving and slippage problems plaguing the Comstock. His voice carries the moral authority that defines the Cartwright family, reminding the owners that the technology has already proven its worth in the very place where lives were recently lost. The scene crackles with tension as some owners raise concerns about cost and patents, but Diedesheimer's humble declaration that he seeks no royalties, that saving human lives is payment enough, disarms their objections and elevates the Prositank's moment to one of genuine nobility. Holloway's internal transformation is portrayed with nuance and emotional depth. Faced with the undeniable success of the test and the weight of his own daughter Helen's grief, he makes the principled decision to close the Ophir mine temporarily for full retimbering. Every man will continue to receive his regular wages during the work, a significant concession that acknowledges the human beings behind the production numbers, representing not just technical victory, but a moral reckoning for Holloway. The script allows space for quiet father-daughter reconciliation, as Helen confronts the reality of her father's choices while recognizing his capacity for change. These scenes are handled with tenderness, showing that even those hardened by the demands of leadership can rediscover their humanity when confronted with undeniable truth and personal loss. The public recognition of Philip Diedesheimer's achievement brings the emotional arc to a stirring crescendo. Adam addresses the gathered miners and owners, declaring that the new Diedesheimer square sets will put an end to the deadly cave-ins that have plagued the Comstock. The script paints a vivid picture of the moment the engineer who labored tirelessly, while others mourned, is hailed as the man who has given the gift of safer work to every miner on the lode. The miner's enthusiastic response, and the spreading realization that the entire town will eventually sit upon one great honeycomb structure, symbolize hope rising from tragedy. Diedesheimer's humility, deflecting praise, and emphasizing that the solution came through collective effort, and the sacrifices of those who died, adds genuine warmth and humanity to the victory. Hoss's simple, heartfelt comment that folks will remember the Dutchman for a long time, even if his name is hard to pronounce, provides a touching, light-hearted moment that perfectly balances the gravity of the occasion. Adam Cartwright's leadership throughout the resolution exemplifies the triumph of principle, his willingness to risk conflict with powerful interests, to commit ponderosa resources, and to stand beside Diedesheimer in the dangerous underground test, demonstrates the same moral compass that defines the entire Cartwright family. The script beautifully connects this arc back to the earlier Annie O'Toole story, just as Adam reluctantly partnered with Annie and helped her achieve justice and success. He now partners with Diedesheimer to bring safety and dignity to the miners. This continuity reinforces the episode's overarching theme that the Cartwrights serve as the stabilizing moral influence in a chaotic land, whether mediating claim disputes or championing industrial reform. The emotional resolution extends to the widows and families affected by the disaster. While the script does not show every individual story, their collective presence is felt through the broader atmosphere of relief and renewed hope. The decision to pay wages during retimbering acknowledges their suffering and offers a measure of justice. Helen Holloway's journey from grief and anger toward cautious acceptance mirrors the larger community's healing process. These elements give the victory emotional substance rather than mere technical triumph, reminding viewers that behind every engineering breakthrough are real people whose lives are forever changed. Historical context enriches the moral victory. The real adoption of square-set timbering on the Comstock lode did indeed mark a turning point, allowing safer and more productive mining that contributed to Nevada's legendary silver output. Bonanza honors this legacy by framing it not as inevitable progress, but as the hard-won result of individual conscience and courage. The episode gently satirizes the resistance of those invested in old methods, while celebrating the forward-thinking spirit that defined the best of the American West. The clash between greed and ethics, so vividly explored through Holloway and the Cartwrights, resonates as a timeless commentary on industrial responsibility. The writing in this section is exemplary, blending powerful dialogue, visual drama, and emotional catharsis. The pacing builds from underground tension to public celebration, allowing the audience to experience the full weight of the victory. Character insights abound: Adam's principled steadiness, Diedesheimer's humble brilliance, Hoss's loyal support, and Holloway's hard-earned growth all receive satisfying development. The script's warm appreciation for these figures shines through, treating their achievements with the respect they deserve while grounding them in relatable human struggles. As the episode moves toward its conclusion, the moral victory feels complete yet earned. The square sets will spread beyond the Ophir, promising safer conditions across the Comstock. Annie O'Toole's earlier success and the Cartwrights' involvement in both arcs create a cohesive narrative that celebrates different forms of triumph: personal, entrepreneurial, and societal. Adam's quiet satisfaction, shared with his brothers and Diedesheimer, provides a heartfelt capstone to the story's more serious half. This section stands as a powerful affirmation of Bonanza's greatest strengths: its ability to blend adventure with thoughtful social commentary, technical innovation with human drama, and individual courage with family solidarity. The emotional resolution and moral victory achieved through confrontation with the mine owners represent far more than a successful test. They embody the triumph of principle over profit, compassion over indifference, and hope over despair in one of the most dangerous industries of the 19th century. Through Adam Cartwright's unwavering conscience and the collective efforts of all involved, the episode delivers a resounding message of progress grounded in humanity. The honeycomb system, now proven and accepted, becomes a lasting monument to those who fought for it, a beacon of safety shining beneath the silver-rich hills of the Comstock. In its masterful resolution of conflict, grief, and innovation, this part of the script cements the double episode as one of Bonanza's most memorable and thematically rich achievements. In the rich tapestry of this Bonanza double episode, the true mastery of the series reveals itself through its extraordinary ability to weave broad humor with profound heart and incisive social commentary, creating a narrative that entertains while illuminating the complex realities of life on the Comstock Lode. The script moves seamlessly from the raucous Irish wit and entrepreneurial charm of the Annie O'Toole arc to the somber tragedy and triumphant innovation of the mine safety story, demonstrating Bonanza's signature brilliance in balancing light and shadow. This masterful tonal blend is not merely a storytelling technique, but a reflection of the American West itself, where laughter often rang out in the shadow of danger and human resilience flourished amid hardship and hope. Through sharp dialogue, memorable characters, and thoughtful thematic layering, the episode stands as a quintessential example of why Bonanza endured as one of the most beloved and groundbreaking Western television series of its era. The comedic brilliance of the first half remains a joy to revisit. Annie O'Toole's arrival in Washoe Diggins, with her fiery temperament, thick brogue, and unapologetic spirit, injects immediate vitality into the story. Her interactions with Adam Cartwright sparkle with cultural clash and reluctant affection, from her skillet-wielding threats to her enthusiastic declarations that they will make $1 million together. The square meal restaurant sequences overflow with warm humor. Miners descending from the hills, by the dozen, Adam's exasperated attempts to limit supplies, and Annie's determined efforts to learn writing and numbers under his reluctant tutelage. These scenes are paced with expert comedic timing, allowing the audience to revel in the absurdity of frontier enterprise while appreciating Annie's genuine warmth and business savvy. The Miners' Court delivers peak entertainment, with Annie's passionate Irish outbursts against trapdoor Gregory Spain providing some of the episode's most quotable moments. Her colorful insults and clever interpretation of the grave as a valid exploration shaft showcase the script's gift for turning legal technicalities into hilarious and heartfelt drama. Yet the humor never exists in isolation. It serves as a foundation that makes the subsequent shift to tragedy all the more impactful. The script transitions from the joyous resolution of Annie's claim and her eventual marriage to the Swede into the devastating Ophir mine cave-in with devastating effectiveness. This tonal pivot mirrors the unpredictable nature of mining life, where celebration could turn to mourning in an instant. The contrast heightens the emotional depth of the second arc. Gil Holloway's anguish, the widow's quiet suffering, and Philip Diedesheimer's obsessive quest for solutions gain greater resonance because the audience has already experienced the vibrant humanity of the mining camp through Annie's story. Bonanza's writing excels at this balance, using comedy to humanize the characters before confronting them with serious moral dilemmas. Social commentary runs like a rich vein of silver through both halves of the episode. The Annie O'Toole arc gently satirizes frontier greed, claim jumping, and class pretensions through trapdoor Gregory Spain's villainy and the informal justice of the Miners' Court. It celebrates the entrepreneurial spirit of immigrants, particularly strong women like Annie, who carved out dignity and opportunity in a male-dominated world. The restaurant becomes a symbol of community building and civilizing influence amid chaos, highlighting how simple acts like sharing a square meal could foster bonds across cultural lines. In the mine safety arc, the commentary deepens into a thoughtful critique of corporate priorities, generational conflict, and the human cost of rapid industrialization. The box of groceries policy, the isolation of leadership, and the resistance to Diedesheimer's innovation expose the moral compromises demanded by profit-driven mining. Yet the episode never descends into cynicism. Instead, it offers hope through the Cartwright's principled intervention and the ultimate triumph of the honeycomb system. Character insights abound throughout this blend. Annie O'Toole emerges as one of the most memorable female characters in the series, fiery, loyal, resourceful, and deeply human. Her journey from grieving daughter to successful businesswoman and wife embodies the pioneer spirit. Adam Cartwright's evolution from reluctant partner to moral champion demonstrates his intellectual and ethical depth. Philip Diedesheimer, the quiet visionary, represents the unsung heroes of progress whose intellect served the common good. Hoss provides steadfast warmth and comic grounding, while figures like Gil Holloway and John Holloway add nuance to the generational divide. The script appreciates each performance through richly written dialogue that captures dialect, emotion, and personality with authenticity. Historical context enhances the episode's power. The Comstock Lode was indeed a place of spectacular fortunes and heartbreaking losses, where claim disputes, drunken deals, and deadly cave-ins coexisted with remarkable innovation. Diedesheimer's square-set system was a real breakthrough that saved countless lives and enabled deeper mining. Bonanza honors this history while using it to explore timeless themes: the clash between greed and ethics, the tension between tradition and progress, and the enduring importance of family and community values. The script's gentle satire on frontier attitudes never undermines its deep respect for the men and women who built the West. The pacing and structure of the double episode are particularly impressive. The humorous first half builds investment in the characters, making the tragic second half more emotionally resonant. The transition feels organic rather than jarring, reflecting the reality that life on the Comstock contained both laughter and tears. Dialogue remains a highlight throughout, crackling with wit in the early scenes and carrying profound moral weight in the later ones. The writing demonstrates deep appreciation for timing, allowing humorous beats to land perfectly before shifting to serious reflection. Bonanza's brilliance in blending comedy and serious themes is what elevated it above many contemporaries. While other westerns relied heavily on action or formulaic plots, this series consistently delivered stories with heart, humor, and social insight. This episode exemplifies that strength, moving from mulligan stew and claim court antics to deadly cave-ins and groundbreaking engineering, without losing its emotional core or moral compass. It celebrates the vibrant personalities of the mining camp while confronting the dangers and ethical challenges beneath the surface, offering viewers both entertainment and food for thought. As the episode concludes, the audience is left with a profound sense of satisfaction. The humor has warmed the heart, the tragedy has stirred the conscience, and the ultimate victory of innovation and principle has inspired hope. Through its masterful blend of elements, the script reaffirms Bonanza's status as a landmark series capable of capturing the full spectrum of human experience in the American West. The combination of Annie's indomitable spirit, Adam's principled leadership, Diedesheimer's genius, and the Cartwright family's enduring values creates a narrative that continues to resonate decades later. This double episode remains a shining example of television storytelling at its finest: funny, moving, thought-provoking, and deeply human. Bonanza's ability to balance humor, heart, and social commentary ensures that its stories transcend mere entertainment, offering lasting insights into the struggles, triumphs, and humanity that defined the frontier experience. As the final notes of this remarkable Bonanza double episode fade into memory, one is left with a profound appreciation for the enduring legacy of both the series and the human stories it so beautifully captured against the rugged backdrop of the Comstock Lode. This episode, blending high-spirited comedy with serious moral inquiry, stands as a testament to why Bonanza remains one of the most beloved and influential television westerns ever produced. Through the fiery adventures of Annie O'Toole and the transformative innovations of Philip Diedesheimer, the script weaves together the personal and the universal, celebrating the Cartwright family as pillars of frontier justice, while illuminating the complex, often contradictory realities of 19th-century Nevada mining life. Decades after its original broadcast, the story continues to resonate because it speaks not merely to the past, but to timeless truths about family ethics, innovation, and the human spirit's capacity to build meaning amid hardship and opportunity. The Cartwright family emerges once again as the moral heart of the narrative. Ben Cartwright, though less prominent in the direct action of this particular story, looms as the guiding influence whose values shape every decision made by his sons. Adam's principled leadership, moving from reluctant partner in Annie's restaurant venture to determined advocate for mine safety, exemplifies the intellectual and ethical depth that defined his character throughout the series' long run. Hoss provides steadfast strength and warm humanity, his loyalty and simple wisdom grounding the more cerebral efforts of his older brother. The brothers' collective commitment to justice in the miners' court, to community welfare, through the square meal, and ultimately to risking their own resources and safety for Diedesheimer's square-set system, reinforces the series' central premise that a strong, principled family can serve as a stabilizing force in a chaotic and often lawless land. Their actions in both arcs of the episode embody frontier justice at its finest, not rigid legalism, but a living commitment to fairness, compassion, and the dignity of every individual, whether Irish immigrant, German engineer, or hard rock miner. The legacy of this episode extends far beyond its immediate plot. Annie O'Toole's story captures the vibrant multicultural energy of the Comstock during its boom years. Her journey from grieving daughter, defending her father's grave, to successful businesswoman and devoted wife reflects the real experiences of countless women who brought resilience, entrepreneurship, and domestic warmth to rough mining camps. The humorous claim disputes the clever use of miners' law, and the creation of the Square Meal restaurant highlight how informal justice and community enterprise helped civilize the frontier. Meanwhile, the mine safety arc honors one of the Comstock's most important historical contributions, Philip Diedesheimer's revolutionary square-set timbering system. By dramatizing the human cost of cave-ins and the triumph of innovation, the episode pays tribute to the thousands of miners whose labor built Nevada's silver empire, and to the engineers whose ingenuity made that labor safer. The honeycomb structure, spreading across the lode like a vast underground web, becomes a powerful symbol of progress, born from tragedy and sustained by moral courage. Bonanza's treatment of the Comstock lode itself adds lasting historical and cultural value. The script vividly portrays the boomtown atmosphere of Virginia City and Washoe Diggins, with its claim jumpers, drunken deals, colorful characters like Trapdoor Gregory, Spain, and Sweet Lundberg, and the ever-present tension between greed and community. References to the Barbary Coast, grub-staking assessment work, and the constant danger of underground work ground the story in authentic detail. Yet the series never reduces these elements to mere backdrop. Instead, it uses them to explore deeper themes: the clash between old-world traditions and new-world opportunities, the tension between individual ambition and collective welfare, and the enduring importance of family bonds in an environment where fortune could vanish as quickly as it appeared. The episode's gentle satire on frontier attitudes toward law class and innovation is balanced by genuine respect for the men and women who shaped the American West. The human stories at the heart of the narrative are what give the episode its lasting emotional power. Annie's loyalty to her father and her beloved Swede, Adam's reluctant yet deepening partnerships, Gil Holloway's crisis of conscience, the widow's quiet suffering, and Diedesheimer's tireless dedication all remind us that behind every silver strike and every engineering breakthrough lie real people, with dreams, losses, and moral struggles. The script's ability to move from broad comedy to profound tragedy, and finally to triumphant resolution, reflects the full spectrum of human experience. In doing so, it achieves something rare in television westerns of its time, a nuanced portrayal of progress that acknowledges both its costs and its possibilities. The Cartwright family's legacy in this episode, as in the broader series, lies in their consistent embodiment of frontier justice, rooted in compassion rather than vengeance. Whether mediating a claim dispute with wisdom and fairness, or championing a revolutionary safety system against corporate resistance, they represent the ideal of responsible stewardship. Their ranch, the Ponderosa, stands as a symbol of long-term commitment to the land and its people, a contrast to the often exploitative world of underground mining. Through their actions, the episode affirms that true justice emerges not from formal institutions alone, but from individuals willing to uphold principles of decency, courage, and community in daily life. Bonanza's brilliance in telling these human stories ensured its place in television history. For 14 seasons, the series brought millions of viewers into the world of the Cartwrights, offering not only entertainment, but also a moral framework for understanding the American experience. This double episode exemplifies that achievement, blending humor, heart, and social insight into a cohesive and deeply satisfying whole. Its influence can be seen in later generations of television drama that similarly balance entertainment with meaningful commentary on society, family, and progress. As we reflect on the mansion Annie and the Swede built between Virginia City and Reno, the spreading adoption of square-set timbering across the Comstock, and the Cartwrights' unwavering commitment to justice, we recognize the episode's enduring legacy. It reminds us that the stories of the American West are not merely tales of conquest and fortune, but profound narratives of human resilience, moral choice, and communal progress. The Comstock Lode, with all its glory and tragedy, lives on through characters like Annie O'Toole and Philip Diedesheimer, and through the stabilizing presence of families like the Cartwrights. In the final analysis, this Bonanza episode endures because it captures something essential about the human condition: our capacity to laugh in the face of hardship, to grieve with dignity, to innovate with purpose, and to stand for what is, right even when it is difficult. The Cartwright family frontier justice and the rich human tapestry of the Comstock Lode come together in a narrative that continues to inspire and move audiences more than half a century later. Through its warmth, wisdom, and unwavering faith in the better angels of our nature, Bonanza reaffirms its status as a classic whose stories, like the square sets themselves, have proven strong enough to withstand the test of time. The legacy of this double episode is not only in the silver it celebrates or the innovations it honors, but in the timeless reminder that family principle and human connection remain the true foundations of any lasting civilization, whether on the surface of a bustling mining camp or deep within the Earth's hidden veins. Bonanza, through stories like this one, built something far more valuable than silver, a cultural honeycomb of values, humor, and hope that continues to support and enrich generations of viewers. As we draw this comprehensive review to a close, it becomes clear that this Bonanza double episode stands not only as an entertaining and emotionally rich chapter in the series, but as a lasting testament to the power of classic American television to capture the soul of the American West. Through the intertwined stories of Annie O'Toole's humorous claim battle and the life-saving innovations born from mine tragedy, the script achieves something remarkable, a nuanced portrait of frontier life that balances laughter, loss, ingenuity, and moral courage. In doing so, it reaffirms why Bonanza remains one of the most enduring and beloved series in television history, offering viewers across generations both escapism and meaningful reflection on family justice, progress, and humanity. The episode's greatest strength lies in its honest portrayal of the Comstock Lode as a place of contradictions. It was a land where a man like Sweet Lundberg could strike it rich, yet nearly lose everything to drink. Where a woman like Annie O'Toole could transform a grave into a claim and a restaurant into a community cornerstone, and where an Eisenstadt engineer like Philip Diedesheimer could turn personal obsession into a system that protected thousands. The Cartwrights navigate these contradictions with consistent integrity, serving as moral anchors who mediate disputes, support innovation, and prioritize human dignity above profit. Their presence reminds us that even in the roughest boomtowns, principles of fairness and compassion could prevail. Bonanza's writing direction and performances, vividly suggested even in this transcript, create characters who feel fully alive. Annie's fiery Irish spirit, Adam's thoughtful resolve, Hoss's gentle strength, Diedesheimer's quiet brilliance, and the supporting figures from Trapdoor Gregory to the grieving widows all contribute to a rich human tapestry. The script's ability to shift tones from boisterous comedy in the miner's court and square meal scenes to the somber weight of cave-ins and the triumphant test of the square sets demonstrates masterful craftsmanship. It never feels forced or manipulative. Instead, the emotional journey feels authentic to the unpredictable realities of frontier existence. The social and historical commentary woven throughout elevates the episode beyond mere entertainment. It acknowledges the greed and dangers of rapid industrialization while celebrating the resilience of immigrants, the ingenuity of engineers, and the stabilizing influence of strong families. In an era when many Westerns focused primarily on action and romance, Bonanza dared to explore deeper issues: the rights of the working class, the role of women on the frontier, the ethical responsibilities of industry, and the true meaning of progress. This double episode exemplifies that ambition, delivering both heartfelt fun and thoughtful reflection. Ultimately, the enduring legacy of this story, and of Bonanza itself, lies in its unwavering faith in humanity's better nature. Whether through Annie building a new life after loss, Diedesheimer creating safety from tragedy, or the Cartwrights consistently choosing justice over convenience, the episode leaves us with hope. The honeycomb of square sets, spreading beneath the Comstock, becomes a fitting metaphor for the series, a strong, interconnected framework that supports and protects, built with care, principle, and collective effort. More than 50 years after its original airing, this Bonanza episode continues to entertain, move, and inspire. It reminds us that the stories of the American West are not just about silver and saloons, but about people, flawed, resilient, and often heroic, striving to build something meaningful in a challenging world. The Cartwright family, with their ranch, their values, and their quiet heroism, remains an ideal worth remembering. And in an age still grappling with questions of corporate responsibility, technological progress, and human dignity, the lessons of this story feel as relevant as ever. Bonanza's brilliance was in telling grand tales of the West through intimate human moments. This double episode, with its perfect blend of humor and heart comedy and conscience, stands as one of its finest achievements. It is a story that honors the past, celebrates human potential, and leaves us richer for having experienced it. In the end, like the great mansion Annie and the Swede, built overlooking the Comstock, or the enduring Ponderosa itself, this episode has proven strong enough to stand the test of time. As this comprehensive review concludes, the double episode of Bonanza reveals itself as more than an engaging television story. It is a profound and enduring legacy that encapsulates the very best of what made the series a cornerstone of American popular culture. Through the colorful exploits of Annie O'Toole in the first arc and the life-affirming triumph of Philip Diedesheimer's honeycomb timbering system in the second, the script offers a rich, multifaceted portrait of life on the Comstock Lode. It celebrates the humor and resilience of frontier people while confronting the serious costs of silver wealth, ultimately affirming the Cartwright family's role as moral guardians and agents of frontier justice in a rapidly changing West. The Cartwrights stand at the center of this legacy. Their ranch, the Ponderosa, symbolizes stability, long-term vision, and ethical stewardship amid the boom and bust chaos of Virginia City. Adam's journey from reluctant restaurant partner to champion of mine safety demonstrates intellectual integrity and moral courage. Hoss's steadfast support and quiet strength provide the emotional foundation, while the family's collective commitment to helping both Annie and Diedesheimer reflects Ben Cartwright's enduring influence. In a land where formal law was often absent, the Cartwrights embodied a higher standard of justice, rooted in fairness, compassion, and respect for human dignity. Their actions in both the comedic claim dispute and the serious mine safety struggle remind us that true civilization on the frontier depended not on wealth or power, but on character and community. Annie O'Toole's story adds vibrant, unforgettable humanity to the episode. Her fiery spirit, entrepreneurial drive, and deep loyalty transformed personal loss into opportunity, leaving behind not only a successful restaurant and a rich mine, but also a lasting example of immigrant resilience. The resolution of her arc, the grand funeral for Kevin O'Toole, her marriage to the Swede, and the building of their mansion provides warm closure, while contrasting beautifully with the darker realities of underground labor. Together, these two narrative threads create a complete picture of the Comstock, its raucous energy, its dangers, its innovations, and its dreams of a better life. Philip Diedesheimer's revolutionary square-set system represents the episode's ultimate triumph of human ingenuity. Born from tragedy and refined through tireless effort, the honeycomb design saved countless lives and enabled the continued prosperity of the Comstock Lode. The script honors this real historical achievement by placing it within a compelling moral drama, showing how one man's intellect, supported by principled allies like the Cartwrights, could change the course of an industry. The successful test and subsequent adoption of the system deliver a powerful message. Progress is possible when knowledge serves humanity rather than mere profit. The episode's social commentary remains strikingly relevant. It critiques corporate greed and the dehumanizing effects of unchecked industrialization, while celebrating the power of community innovation and ethical leadership. In doing so, Bonanza transcended the conventions of the Western genre, offering viewers both entertainment and thoughtful reflection on American values. Its ability to blend broad humor with serious themes, personal stories with historical context, and individual struggles with universal truths is what ensures its lasting appeal more than 50 years later. Ultimately, this double episode endures because it captures the full spectrum of the human experience in the American West. Laughter in the face of hardship, grief tempered by hope, ingenuity rising from tragedy and justice prevailing through moral courage. The Cartwright family, with their unwavering principles and deep familial bonds, remains an inspiring ideal. The human stories of Annie O'Toole, Philip Diedesheimer, the miners and their families continue to move and enlighten us. Like the great honeycomb of square sets that stabilized the mines, this story provides a strong, interconnected framework of values that supports and enriches all who encounter it. Bonanza's legacy is secure. Through episodes like this one, it preserved the spirit of the frontier for future generations, not as romantic myth alone, but as a complex living history filled with real people, striving, failing, laughing, grieving, and ultimately building something lasting. The Comstock Lode may have quieted long ago, but the stories it inspired and the lessons they teach remain as vibrant and relevant as ever. In the end, we return to the Ponderosa with a deeper appreciation for the Cartwrights and the world they inhabited. This episode, like the series itself, reminds us that the greatest treasures are not always found in silver veins, but in the strength of family, the courage of conviction, and the enduring power of human connection.